All right, everybody, we are back with yet another tournament race here. We have part of the top 8. We have Crazy Four Blades on the left and Alex on the right, starting with Cornivus, an all bosses and wolf movement preset. And I'm joined by Durdrak today. How you doing, Durdrak?
Hello, hello. I'm doing well.
Awesome. And let's go ahead and get these players started. I'm going to make sure that the timer starts now. But yeah, Cornivus as a starting preset is pretty interesting in my opinion. I wasn't sure the general feel on all 5 presets and which players preferred what, but I figured Cornivus would
I
be
feel like Cornivus is like a good warm-up because not a lot of people go for a lot of the crazy wolf movement. So if you're just using it to get through the long hallways, like it's a pretty easy-going thing at the start. You're not warmed up for your bat movement or anything like that yet.
That's true. I will say the second castle start also is maybe a little bit less punishing in this preset since you do start with all of those potions available to you, strength potion, defense potion, intelligence potion, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So ultimately, it can be like relatively fine. Usually, like my priority list is like find a boss that's close by, use the potions on that boss, get a bunch of levels off of that boss, and then go from there.
For sure, the levels are super important. If you run around for too long with nothing, you can just get bodied by all the strong enemies in second castle.
Yeah, exactly. And already we're seeing a bit of deviance, a deviated path here where we have Crazy going down into the chapel here and just kind of maybe prioritizing going closer to Castle Keep, to get to Castle, the first castle here. Whereas Alex is saying, you know what, I want to kill all the enemies, I want to see what they drop, I want to get some levels, and is possibly making his way towards Auchmedon instead.
Yeah, this is a little bit of an awkward starting location because if you want to get the center castle warp, you got to do a little bit of going further into second castle before you get to Castle Keep. So you're going to do a little bit of backtracking pretty much no matter what you do, unless you go an entire circle around the castle with your bosses, which with just the wolf movement, I don't know if that would be advisable.
Yeah.
I would probably do what Alex is doing just because I really like having the center castle warp and getting some bosses done in second castle. But getting to first castle really fast, and we've seen in a lot of these seeds, can be very helpful because you get a lot of your progression out of the way right away. You see where the seed's taking you, and you can get better movement too.
Yeah, exactly. And I know Crazy is one to not like super prioritize that reverse Allrock's warp. Like it's not that big of a deal for him personally. He figures that there's plenty of other ways to get to the center castle. The reverse Mines warp is also pretty close as far as like just a quick warp that you can get to. And that is behind death, which is a requirement here since all bosses are required for beating the seed.
And it's not like it's going to take you very long to do your movement once you come back to the second castle to go back towards where they started. The first several rooms you're going to be going through with the fast wolf movement, you're going to get through it very quickly. And you can always just decide if you've got the right relics once you get there to just do a standard up like left side to go through the castle instead.
Gotcha, yeah.
But we'll get to see what Auchmedon has, since Alex just finished that up. Nothing useful. Fairy scroll.
Yeah, I mean, that is one of the things that is nice about the all bosses requirement is if you do go out of your way for a boss, at the very least, like it's required at some point anyway, so it's not like wasted time doing these checks. Whereas I feel like sometimes when you start in the second castle, it can be very precarious to be like, well, I started next to this boss. It's going to take me a while to kill him early on. And like, if it's nothing, I'm just wasting time, you know?
Yeah, exactly. The presets that we have available in this tournament that aren't the all bosses, if you stay too long in second castle and you don't get anything for it, it can be a lot of wasted time right up front.
Exactly.
When your movement generally isn't that good.
Yeah, there's kind of always this push and pull of how long do I stay in the second castle? Like all of the checks are available to me with the temporary Leapstone gravity boots that you're given at the start, but if you don't find anything super useful in the second castle, meanwhile, the first castle has, like, you know, Soul of Bat and all these other movement options, but, oh, dude, that's brutal. Crazy Four Blades finds 2 meal tickets behind those breakable walls. Getting baited there twice. Yeah.
So Crazy has decided to just go left after Darkwing here. So he's probably just going to do as much as he can until maybe he finds progression in second castle until he can warp back to keep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Or his thought process is it's not too awkward of a route to just go all the way to death, get that warp, and then go to Castle Keep that way. He could also be banking on, like, I'm going to be killing a lot of enemies, I'm going to be doing a lot of checks. If I find a library card at any moment, it makes this route, like, a little bit cleaner to get to first castle as well. That is kind of one of the gambles that you can also go for is, I'm going to stay in the second castle, hoping to find a library card. And, I mean, using a library card is a very, very fast way to get to the first castle. You get to skip a decent amount of movement, and the library location is also a pretty decent one. You start with, like, 3 relics available at the minimum, and if you have mist, there's another one available as well, which also has the potential to be like a higher complexity relic. So
yeah, and because of the ordering here, it's going to give him a lot of time to find some better combat for Galamoth. And if he does end up finding that library carding from Galamoth in the second castle is like probably the most efficient place you can press your library card from.
Ooh.
Oh, but he's having a lot of trouble, dude, in the reverse outer wall.
The little jack from the Jacko bone bouncing around. It looked like it was gonna follow him all the way to the teleporter over here. Drops a few ice creams.
He's got that Ring of Ares on, so he's got 0 defense right now.
Oh yeah, just replace that. Switch it out. Yeah, for the Covenant Stone, it's almost as good, and like you don't have to worry about just getting melted.
You don't need the damage right now. These are Jacobones, and you're going to creature. Like you need.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to not be taking all this damage.
Yeah, significantly less damage on this side. I would also honestly just pop a Soul Steal, since these skulls can't die, so you're gonna get a decent amount of healing.
Yeah, you're not using very much mana traveling up this way. You'll get it all back by the time you actually need to use it for the rest of your going through Marble Gallery with Wolf and stuff.
Yeah, this like reverse outer wall section is always awkward to move through. Like unless you have exactly like Bat and Mist and a ton of MP. Generally, no matter what else you do here, it's going to be a little bit awkward.
Yeah, the strategy that with Gravity Boots and Bat, I really like that one.
It's not bad, yeah.
Mist, Power of Mist can be good if you've got the MP for it. But generally, those two are more awkward than just having the Bat and Mist. Oh,
Crazy Four Blades again getting down pretty low. I don't know if he's used any of his potions yet. This would be a...
Did he put the Ares back on?
No, I think Creature. I think he's just a low enough level, and Creature is relatively high damage on his attacks.
Right.
But he is able to take him down, doesn't need to do any safety soul steals or anything like that. And meanwhile, Alex is just taking the complete opposite side, has found Eye of Vlad, as well as Rib of Vlad. A reminder for everybody watching, the win condition for this preset is killing all of the bosses as well as finding all the Vlad relics. And generally speaking, you're going to find pretty much most of them if you go through a route of killing the bosses. But what I've noticed is that... finding all of the Vlad relics or most of the Vlad relics early can sometimes give you a bit of a informational advantage as to where like the final Vlad could be or which relics you'll be able to skip later in the seed. Things like skipping like non-boss related checks late in the game could make a difference. So sometimes the route you pick might not be necessarily the most efficient movement-wise, but if it happens to give you a lot of Vlad relics along the way, it could lead to more information, leading to like relic skips later on.
So we got a slightly better weapon found for Crazy. He found a Dark Blade in a pot in the outer wall. Library cards dropping from the plants. I can't remember what they're called.
Une. It's Une, and then when you let them grow a little bit, they turn into Corpse Weed.
So that's really nice for Crazy. He's gonna have the library card. Alex is getting beat up a little bit by an Asgall on the other screen.
Oh yeah. I think Alex is using Yasasuna, yeah.
Yeah, he got a Yasasuna somewhere, so he's got low defense as well.
Mm-hmm. Pretty scary second castle.
I was kind of wondering what Alex's thought process was after Trio, because it looked like he started going towards the right, where the Minotaurs are, and killed one of them and then turned around, so I don't know if maybe he was thinking about going down, or if he just didn't realize that he doesn't have Jewel, he can't go that way if he's trying to get to bees and just go.
It could be muscle memory, realizing, oh yeah, I don't have Jewel of Open, I can't do this. Also, Tetra Spirits versus these Guardians generally isn't going to kill them unless you have an Intelligence buff. I think if you pop the Intelligence potion here, 2 or 3 Tetra Spirits can be enough to kill them. which is good because it gives you a ton of levels early on. But without that intelligence buff, I think usually they're doing like maybe like 2 to 6 damage per cast versus like 20.
Yeah, I kind of wonder why he's even trying to kill it in the first place. Like what the decision is here. Does he just want to see what it drops, or
it could be, as well as like they give you the most experience in the game for a single enemy, so maybe his thought process is I kill a couple of these, I'll instantly get to like level 30 something, and that's like plenty of MP. Like your MP bar is going to be quite a bit larger as opposed to like chilling in like the level like 20 range, which usually
I was
is
down
where
with
you
the
get.
soul steals.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to get his health back, but then he started Tetra Spirit and he lost all his mana. Had to use his mana prism to get through the room.
Which is unfortunate, but also doesn't go for like a save or anything on this side of the castle so far. Just says, you know what, I'm not scared of Beelzebub, I'm just going to go straight there. And yeah, it also could have been a item check angle, because we do see Alex doing all the item checks along the way, which I think generally this tournament, it kind of encourages you to kill a lot of enemies and do a lot of item checks, especially when you're in the second castle, because that library card is a very big deal.
Yeah.
And with
especially if you're
guaranteed
planning on
drops.
hard committing to the entire second castle, that library card saves you so much time.
Exactly, yeah. And the difference between having like one library card versus finding an enemy that drops them, and then you're like, okay, I can kill a couple of these, and now I can easily route in like 3 or 4 trips to the library later on.
Yeah, and no matter how weird the progression is in first castle, then you're prepared to be able to go do whatever you need.
And this preset also has the reverse library cards enabled, which means that you also have access to quickly getting back to the second castle. It's a little unfortunate for Crazy, however, because since he's already done Creature, so he won't be able to use the reverse library cards in that sense. But it is still close to like a reverse warp and whatnot. And on both
poisoned,
both players actually poisoned. But the anti-venom, honestly, pretty clutch. It does half your damage potential versus Beelzebub here, and that's when you can get yourself into trouble, is you just let him live for too long, and you break all of his limbs, and then there's a bunch of flies happening everywhere, and
he got
my
poisoned.
God. Yeah, unfortunate. The other downside of poison is you can't regen MP while you're poisoned, and that...
Oh, 128 damage. I don't know if he saved in the little hallway outside this before he died.
I don't think so. Yeah, that's really brutal.
Yeah, having Yatsuna equipped and then also getting poisoned is like, man, you can't break him down.
He did save before this boss fight. Okay, not too bad. It's a bit of time loss, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I mean, I would save before this boss fight in this situation too. Bees is by far the scariest boss in the second castle to me.
I could see that, yeah. There are like strategies that make it more consistent. Generally, my plan of attack is to just sit on the ground and wait for the flies to like start charging at you. As soon as that happens, I'm holding up the entire time. I react with a Tetra Spirit, do a gravity jump, do a double jump mid-air, and then Alex just used an attack potion and said, screw it, I'm just going to use just nuke him before it becomes a problem. And honestly, I respect that too.
If I'm feeling very uncomfortable with the fight and I don't have like a backup plan for if things start going wrong, I like to leave his limbs intact and attack specifically his right arm or his left, depending on how you're looking at it. But because how many flies show up is dependent on how many limbs have broken off, and that one has enough health that by the time you kill it, Bees is almost dead.
Yep.
So you only have to hit him a couple more times by the time you break that arm off.
Yeah, that's generally a pretty decent strategy as well, is just stick to one side, try not to do too much damage to the other limbs. If I remember correctly, I believe the more limbs you break, the lower his defense becomes. But like at that point, it doesn't really matter.
Right.
So yeah, we're still continuing on this branching path here where Crazy is opting to clear the left side of the second castle, Alex kind of sticking to the right side. And it looks like Crazy's route is just maybe a little bit faster, even with the death aside. He's, I think, just cleared more checks generally, and is also going to be getting access to that Mines Warp here in just a bit.
Yeah, the things that are going to be a little awkward for Alex here, I mean, he's got one advantage in that if he goes all the way up to Galamoth, he's got a really good chance to get the library cards he missed out on, because there are those plants up there that he can kill on the way to get those library cards. Yep. And he'll be able to get to Creature pretty easily with that later on.
That's true,
but he hasn't done Medusa.
That is true.
So that's going to be a weird check to get to if you decide to reverse library card back to the second castle later, because he doesn't have the keep warp.
That is true, yeah. So, I mean, you could always use the library card and say, you know what, Darkwing Bat and Medusa, I'll handle them on my way back to the second castle, presumably to finish the game, assuming that they don't have any sort of progression.
Yeah, I mean, you
this
have
case,
to
yeah, they don't.
save Richter anyway, so you're going to be there, so...
Yeah, that could be the plan. That could make for a pretty decent route, all things considered. And also, speaking of progression in the second castle, looking on Crazy's screen, he hasn't found anything, which is usually pretty odd. I feel like most of the time you find at least one thing, unless the Holy Glasses themselves is the progression. But, oh, Ring of Varda found behind the... I always get this mixed up. This is the Salem Witch, not the Salem.
This is Salome. The Salome enemy.
I always get them mixed up. It's impossible to keep track.
Yeah, it's weird.
There's a couple of those in this game where they have very, very similar. Yeah, this one's Salem. Yeah, or Salome.
This is an item. This is an enemy that I wouldn't kill. I'm kind of interested to see if Alex will kill it when he gets up here.
Oh yeah,
I would not be getting this Varda for sure.
Yeah, well, because it's like, as soon as you try and attack them, they put up that little magic shield and stuff like that. But Crazy using the Tetra Spirits, pretty strong decision there, honestly. Doesn't go for the frozen half, though.
We learned from Bounty Hunter that the best way to kill them is definitely with the spells, because the shield is less effective, especially if you just can soul steal them a couple times. Mm-hmm. That usually kills. With a Varda, one soul steal will usually kill them.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, Alex not too far behind here in the mines now, has killed Death, has decent damage, and gets bullied a little bit by these bats, but like is a high enough level that, you know, taking 13 damage here and there is not that big of a deal. And I don't think Crazy saved before this, so he's going to have to make sure, yep, he starts the loop here, but...
He'll kill the plants. Kill them.
Oh,
yes.
Okay, he did find the library card. Okay, so now this might change his idea to maybe ensure that he gets a couple of these. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been really tragic if he, for whatever reason, is like, you know what, I'm done killing enemies before. Because I feel
especially
like that's
these.
not... Yeah. I feel like it's not too uncommon for you to do a bunch of enemy checks, and then at some point you're like, you know what, I've killed so many enemies, I just need to go. That definitely happens to me sometimes.
We'll probably have a better Galamoth fight than Crazy, at least, so he can make up some time there, because Yatsusuna is going to do more damage in this scenario.
That is true. And I think he still has an extra attack potion as well. I think he found an enemy that dropped some, so that also speeds things up quite a bit.
He's not getting the Varda, though, because like we said, he's not killing that enemy, so he's not going to have the Varda.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, yeah, double Varda does help a lot with damage here, so it might not even be that different time-wise. And also, Yasusuna's like overall hitbox is not amazing.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to be doing damage constantly. You kind of get this like weaving back and forth, where like Galamoth's head is in range and then out of range and then in range. Imagine if Alex is probably going to save here as well. Yeah. Because this is one of those things where if you mess up the loop here, you're almost guaranteed to die. That or just lose a ton of time, like trying to dodge all of the stupid attacks that Galamoth can do. And Crazy Four Blades does use the library card at Galamoth, like we said, a very efficient spot to do it. And Vardas are in the shop, so those Varda drops might not end up mattering after this if Alex also chooses to use that library card here. But yeah, I'm also noticing that Galamoth didn't have progression, which means the second castle doesn't have progression at all, which means Holy Glasses likely is like the final step in the for this rando.
Seems like it, and I don't get this decision. He's putting on the Gram instead of the Yasasuna.
He wanted the extra range to maybe start the loop here, and it looks like Galamoth gave him a bad pattern.
Yeah.
Also, I think I just saw Crazy Four Blades get another library card drop. I think it was from the...
Wow. Very well played from Alex. The elixir there was like perfectly timed to not die and give him enough time to start the loop.
Yeah, I think Alex is just not comfortable with the positioning on the Yasasuna, because the hitbox is pretty jank. Like, the visual of the slashes makes it look like it reaches like an Alucard and a half lengths forward, but it really doesn't. You have to be pretty close.
Yeah, you got to be close to the edge to get the loop on Galamoth with the Yatsuna for sure.
It's like almost the range of like a dagger, almost like something like that. It's less than this sword for sure. And Spike Breaker found for Crazy Four Blades in the outer wall. It looked like Leapstone also was purchased from the shop, and that's about it as far as items goes. So, but yeah, Crazy Four Blades first in the first castle is going to be finding like actual progression here at some point. And with Leapstone and Wolf, we could see some double jump reset tech at the Alchemy Lab, perhaps.
He does have a thrust sword in his inventory too. We've seen him go for thrust sword stuff in the preliminaries.
Yeah, so long as it's
so
not.
He does know how to do it.
Yeah, so long as it's not S stock, he'll be fine.
Yeah, I believe it was an obsidian sword. I think that's what I saw.
Okay, gotcha. And Alex also using the library card. Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, they took different routes to get to Galamoth, but each of them has done half of the second castle. And because the way the seed plays out, it doesn't matter which half you do, because neither side had progression. But it's a Flamberge in the inventory.
Oh yeah, Alex is the one with the obsidian swords. I saw it in his inventory as he was.
Okay, so two different thrust swords, but thankfully both players having access to it. We'll see if Alex is comfortable enough to do the Wolf Rising here. It's not necessarily difficult, but you do have to be comfortable not losing height on these transformations.
Yeah, and having Leapstone makes you start from a better position.
Oh yeah, that helps a lot.
You don't have to do too many, but it is a quite kind of awkward timing to both get the maximum height, not lose any, and keep yourself, traveling upwards.
Does all that for nothing, but does get the peace of mind knowing that he doesn't have to come back to the Alchemy Lab later. And Alex did buy those Vardas, by the way, so pretty even in like damage potential. If anything, Alex might have a slight lead because the Osasuna just generally puts out more DPS, but that's not to say that Crazy can't find a better weapon later.
The Flamberge was coming from the Durons in the library.
Oh, so he just got those. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice. And also, one thing to point out, too, is Alex, the side that he decided to do in the second castle, did give him quite a bit of information on Vlad relics, because he's got 3 in his inventory, whereas Crazy only has 1. So it's very
we'll
possible.
Probably be seeing some skips.
Yeah. If Alex wants to play this aggressively, he could go for a couple of relic skips. Big ones would be like Mermaid Statue, or even like things like Gravity Boots, if you're really feeling it.
Spirit Orb, I think, is one that would be common here.
Yeah, especially if you find something on layer 0 here, you can be pretty confident that like you don't need to check Spirit Orb for like a potential progression relic. So, and we are seeing that double jump reset tech here.
Yeah, he is doing the double jump thing.
I think
I would have done this slightly differently.
Yeah, I think the thrust sword ends up being slightly faster, but I think Crazy's a little less comfortable using the thrust sword to maintain height.
For sure.
A little neat trick that a lot of people don't always take advantage of for these like weird like wolf movement things out of a transformation, or just in general at any point. If you hold the jump button, Alucard just falls slower. So if you're doing any sort of tech to maintain height, things like Mist Rising or Mist Wolf Rising, or using a sword, a thrust sword, Wolf Rise, any of that stuff, holding jump the entire time is pretty much like, in my mind, mandatory. To just
pretty much everybody does it for Mist, but a lot of people don't realize that it can come into play for other rises if you ever re-enter Alucard form for too long.
Exactly, yeah. And Alex is deciding to go to Castle Keep first, which...
More Vardas from Medusa heads, question mark?
I think something like that, yeah. So, pretty interesting that, again, another routing split, even though they started in the same spot here in the first castle. And I don't hate Alex's decision, because it's like, you need to go to Castle Keep at some point anyways. Karasamon is going to be one of those bosses that you fight. The only downside is if you have flight, usually it ends up being pretty decent to do the whole loop around the castle, go through Alrox's quarters, go through Chapel, and if you have Mist by that point and Jewel of Open, it's also really great because you can combine Silver Ring. But
they don't have flight just yet.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why
I think
going Keep might end up being a little bit of a detriment, because you're gonna have to come back later with flight anyways.
Yeah, the divergence here might be a difference in comfortability with the ability to check those 2 checks in the Alchemy Lab.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah.
Crazy might have done that knowing he can do those 2 checks. Alex might not be comfortable doing those 2 and wants to come back later. And since they found Leapstone in the library, it's possible that their flight is just sitting up here at vanilla Leapstone location.
Oh, very true. Very true.
Because it's either going to be here or at Coliseum at this point.
And a Chrysogram is found for Crazy Four Blades, so that's a pretty big deal. Because his damage was
going for Flea Ladder too.
Yeah. Yeah, Alex went for Flea Ladder and I think just barely missed it.
Yeah, he was pretty close. Ooh. Is this gonna be double rings?
Ooh, yeah, double rings into flight. It's possible because they're missing, I guess, the Coliseum check. Did Crazy not do the Coliseum? Oh, he's getting the warp first.
He's getting the warp first, yeah.
Yeah. I generally don't like getting the warp first unless you're going to go all the way to Outer Wall from here, which I guess maybe is the correct play.
I think it makes sense if you already have a plan that you're going to go somewhere else other than Olrox's quarters.
Yeah.
Because if there's a chance that the relic you get gives you the ability to go Olrox's quarters and you don't have another option, then you're going to have to, you would be doing that movement anyway. But
yeah, my thought process is like you're going to be doing that movement most likely regardless if you can go there or not. So why not delay the decision just in case you find flight here?
Right.
But either way, I don't think it makes too much of a difference. But yeah, Crazy.
It is Jewel though.
Yeah, Jewel of Open found. So with that in mind, this does make his route slightly better because he can just turn around and go to Caverns immediately. Yeah. The question is, will he do it without any sort of like mist or flight or anything like that? I think you probably do it because you can do Succubus on the way down. You can just do the Wolf Charge to clear the gap very easily.
He doesn't really have many other options. His only other option is to go to vanilla Leapstone, and I don't think he's going to be doing that with this inventory layout.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you could just go from through Chapel real quick, and you need to kill Hippogriff at some point anyways. Maybe that's the thought process there, but I think generally it's better to do Caverns and save Hippogriff for later and try and combine it with Silver Ring. That's usually, in my mind, the best time to do it. Oh, speaking of Wolf Rising, Alex, I don't think did the Wolf Rising tech earlier. Maybe he did. I wasn't paying attention. But is definitely doing the double jump reset, though, in the Alchemy.
Yeah, I didn't see if he did the Thrust Sword one, but he's definitely going for this one.
Yeah, and I think there was literally nothing in that spot. So even if he decides, you know what, I'm just not going to check it later, he's not going to get punished for that specifically. So
yeah, and he's got pretty good info to make that decision as well because of the 3 Vlads already. So assuming later on he finds progression on flight layer, he can be pretty comfortable not going back for it if he didn't check it.
Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it's tough to say who exactly has like a hard. There's no like hard leads between these two players, but I think Crazy is probably poised better, just as far as like has done more of the. Has he done more of the second castle, actually? It's like basically they went 50-50 on it. But as far as first castle progression goes, he's going to be getting through the first castle first. Pretty comfortably, from the looks of it.
Yeah, it seems that way. They're kind of even on what they've got going on so far, but Crazy is just a little bit further in the information of the seed.
Yeah, he has the Allrox Warp, but I mean, Alex isn't far behind, and if he opts to skip Spirit Orb here, that could also be a big decision. Doesn't do it. I mean, I respect the decision either way. Like, you're looking for progression. You haven't found anything except Leapstone. So odds are this is, like, not progression, but... And you could also think to yourself, like, okay, I didn't find anything in second castle progression-wise. There might still be something in the second castle as well. So...
Yeah, that's definitely a concern.
Like, both of these players are probably thinking, oh, the other side had progression, so if my opponent went that side, maybe they have an advantage over me, but I decided to go back to the first castle early or something. I don't know. I feel like this type of... tournament structure, it's really hard to think about what my opponent could have been doing because the routes can diverge so quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're kind of just going to be focusing in on yourself and what you're capable of. Another thing that happened is I don't think Crazy did the Wolf Rise up to Gravity Boots either.
Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, that one's very slow. But, I mean, if you don't have Flight, you could potentially, you know, snag something pretty decent there. Especially because you haven't found anything in the other Flight locations.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm probably the only person you'll ever see do that in these races, because whenever I do it, everybody clowns on me afterwards.
I don't think I think in this particular scenario, you've done 3 Gravity Boots checks already. You did the one in Library, and then you did the 2 in Alchemy Lab. So it's like, out of all the checks that possibly are locked by Gravity Boots or Flight in this scenario, since you started with Leapstone, it's probably a decent chance that it's something important.
Yeah, and if it turned out to be like Mist, which is possible in this seed, then
you get Flight a little bit early as well.
Mm-hmm.
Since, well, at least if you're Crazy, since he has Power of Mist, Alex didn't get the Power of Mist because it was on the other side of the second castle. But yeah, Crazy opts to, I think, is he doing the Scylla skip? Or did he kill Scylla?
He killed Scylla.
Okay. I know he's been a fan of skipping Scylla, but I think it's only when he's pretty confident that Mermaid Statue is involved in the complexity chain. So, oof. Yeah, hasn't found anything in the anything locked by Jewel of Open quite yet, and he did skip Mermaid Statue too. It would be pretty brutal for this to be a seed where the intended Flight is at Holy Glasses by getting both Gold Ring, Silver Ring, and then Merman Statue has the Gold Ring.
That would be tough.
That would be really brutal, and it's looking to be a 50-50 that something like that could come up. At the very least, progression is either Merman Statue or Galamoth right now, from Crazy's perspective. Because I think he's done everything else. I guess he technically hasn't done Leapstone, but, like, you know. This could turn into...
Yeah, but once you find the jewel in Coliseum, you can be pretty confident that you're not going to need whatever's there, unless the situation comes up that you were just talking about, where they need both rings to get Flight.
Yeah, and that's such a low % chance to actually be a thing here. And then if it's at Merman Statue and not Grand Falloon as well, like, that's another, like, kind of just, like, tough situation for Crazy.
Yeah, it'd be a weird backtrack to have to do.
Yeah. And I don't think he's done any, like, save splits or anything like that. And also, you want to keep the Grand Falloon progression. Oh, no! It is Merman Statue. And now the question is, does Merman Statue lead to an actual progression item, or is it the ring?
He went to this first before Spikebreaker, right? He didn't go.
Yeah, he hasn't been a Spikebreaker yet. I mean, he does have Spikebreaker in his inventory, so, like, he doesn't have to worry about, like, any sort of difficulty getting through the Spike Maze. And that also could lead to some, like, out-of-logic progression. For him, if it's Mist, that's huge.
That would be huge.
Because giving him out-of-logic Flight would be pretty nice, on top of the fact that Mist then points you in the direction of, like, pretty important progression, most likely.
And Crazy is pretty confident at reading these kind of strange layouts of complexity whenever he gets something out of logic. So if it does end up being something huge for him, like Mist, where he just gets Flight here, I think once he sees where the other ring is, he might say to himself, like, yeah, the other ring's probably down there.
Mm-hmm.
Or like my other form of Flight.
Oh, it's Holy Glasses. Okay. So yeah.
Okay.
The question now becomes, does he read that as in, like, this is the final check, and, like, second castle is all just, like, the same, like, that's the end of the seed, basically? Because they did find Vlad relics in the second castle, so the quote-unquote final Vlad is all the ones they found in the second castle.
Right.
That's a tough one to read right away. If anything, I would see that as in, like, okay, so probably Bat and Echo are relatively early in the seed, and then, like,
yeah, and since they're missing bosses in second castle, seeing this and not knowing where Bat and Echo are yet, you're thinking to yourself, well, Bat and Echo have to be in first castle, but also I haven't done all the bosses in second castle, so there could still be progression there. You don't know where you're at yet.
Exactly.
Because numbers-wise and complexity, the seed has just gone Leapstone, Jewel, and we still don't know what the third one is yet, unless it happens to be rings.
Yeah. If at the very least, silver ring is on that layer. If it's both rings on that layer, that'd be interesting. But no, silver ring is on the one after Leapstone. But regardless, we know that it's Merman Statue, and Merman Statue is probably the most commonly skipped in this scenario because you don't have flight. Alex is in this. Yeah, Alex is in the same scenario. So if you are to do that check, it's probably going to be with a save split.
Interesting. He grabbed the warp before he went to check Merman Statue.
Yeah, I wonder why that is.
I guess it's for Holy Symbol later, but I don't know. I feel like you could still get there pretty fast from other locations. I guess this is probably faster.
I think it is the fastest generally, but the difference between doing this and like Allrox's quarters is not that big of a deal. It also depends on your movement available as well.
Yeah, because I mean, like, even if you like library card to do it, and then you go through the Marble Gallery hallway with Wolf, like you're getting down there pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. But I do think distance-wise, that is the closest teleporter.
For sure.
I probably wouldn't have done it. I would have been like, I got library cards, whatever.
I would have thought the same thing.
But that is the fun part about Randomizer, is that you never have 100% certainty on like which route is the fastest, because it all is dependent on how much mana do I have, what movement options do I have, are there bosses in the way, can I kill those bosses quickly? Like every single seed is slightly different at the very least. So, oh, Crazy doesn't know the tech where you can jump up the waterfall.
It looked like he tried. I think he waited too long to press forward again.
Well, no, like literally when you're in the water. Oh, there's Bat. Oh, so that's progression.
Oh,
flight via there. Okay. But yeah, if you have skill of
you mean not swimming?
Yeah, you tap up in triangle and then jump, and you just do that over and over again. And you can just
I always forget to do it. Like, I know it's there, but I always forget to do it. He did try to go for like the optimal movement there with the like air brake and then jump off the slope.
Yeah, Alex meanwhile definitely not as comfortable with the wolf movement here. Oh, also doesn't have jewel snorkel. That's why.
Yeah, he doesn't have it.
But thankfully, Alex decided not to skip this check. I think he did go for the save split, and is rewarded with Soul of Bat, basically not too far behind Crazy. Crazy definitely with more progression overall in the Caverns and Catacombs, but Alex might be able to do it relatively faster now with Soul of Bat, especially to make up for the fact that he doesn't have the snorkel for these sections here. And now we're seeing, I guess this makes sense. Yeah, you're going to go do flight checks. Not going for Holy Glasses first. Crazy decides I'm going to do All Rocks first. I probably would have done Holy Glasses. Or not Holy Glasses, sorry. Gravity Boots. Just in case it's missed down there.
And he also still has the entirety of Fire of Bat and Keep open to him.
Oh, that is true as well.
So, like, I probably would have gone Outer Wall here and gone to Fire of Bat at least before doing this, but I probably would have gone all the way to Keep in this scenario.
Yeah, that too. So he's kind of thinking maybe his thought process is that it has something to do with the no, because the transformations don't matter.
Especially with no mist, because you can't even loop in Silver Ring at this point.
Or maybe his thought process is, I need to kill Hippogriff at some point anyways. All Rocks and Hippogriff are right next to each other in this regard, and then I can get to Castle Keep that way. And if I need to do Silver Ring later, then I'll worry about it later. But also, maybe he's thinking Silver Ring might not be required right away because he found Holy Glasses.
Which it may not be.
Yeah. Like Echo might be there or something. He might be planning for that, or he's saying, you know what, I already did like a very like late game complexity check, so that's gonna give me info later on.
Yeah, I mean, this way he does get more bosses done, so that if he does end up just like getting the Vlads necessary to make him comfortable going back second castle without doing some higher complexity checks, I mean, maybe you just end up skipping a bunch of checks here.
Yeah, funny enough, I think this will end up actually saving him time, because it might push him to not do Silver Ring later, and there's a world where...
like that, there's the heart.
Yeah. There's a world where Silver Ring just holds, like, Echo of Bat or something.
So now we generally just need to know where Ring is to know if any of those other higher complexity checks are going to even be required.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we are pretty sure at this point that Holy Glasses has to be your last step of first castle, and they can do that without getting through the rest of those layers.
Exactly, yeah. And, I see a pretty brutal scenario. Ooh, Duplicator found for Crazy Four Blades. I don't think in this scenario it ends up helping too much unless he has a Mana Prism. But I don't know if he has one in his inventory. I think there's a brutal scenario possible where the Silver Ring location has Gold Ring, and then you go to Holy Glasses, and it's just Echo of Bat.
Yeah, that would be tough.
Because it can't be missed behind it, since the Silver Ring location is mist locked. And we haven't seen Gold Ring yet, and the only location I think that hasn't been checked yet is Gravity Boots. From our perspective.
Gravity Boots, and I don't think we've seen the flight checks from Keep either.
Fire of Bat and the flight checks from Keep. Yeah, you're right.
So those we're still looking out for, which Crazy is about to see the ones in Keep, so to try and figure out if what our progression on Flight Lair even is.
That makes sense, yeah. But yeah, regardless, we haven't found progression specifically behind what was being locked by Soul of Bat, which is their form of flight for this seed. Also, depending on what's here, it's Gravity Boots. That Flea Ladder would have went so hard. Holy.
It would have went so hard. Oh my.
Dude, that's the dream.
It's always something when I'm not in the race, bro. When I'm not in the race, it's always something.
That's literally the dream, where you Flea Ladder up there and then you get flight. Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
I swear, I hit it in so many preliminaries, and it was always nothing or a card. Or,
yeah. It ends up not working. Did he not do Ghost Card? Is he killing Karasma now, and then he's going to do Ghost Card after?
Yeah, maybe he plans the library card, or go second castle at this point.
Maybe. If he goes second castle...
if he goes second castle, he's going to see a lot more Vlads, and he'll be able to library card back.
Mm-hmm. We don't know where Ring is, though. That's the only... If Ring of Vlad is here, he might end up in a very strong spot. Oh, it's missed. Interesting.
He could be just under the impression that that he needs something from second castle to get the final Vlad. That could be it.
That could be it. But also, it must be that he thinks the Gold Ring is in second castle.
Also Merman.
Or Merman, yeah.
Which we know, since they've done all the bosses, that's not there.
Very strange, very strange. Oh, part of me is also wondering, maybe he's just getting this out of the way, and then he's going to go back to first castle, but he just wants to get the boss done and activate the reverse library cards, like make sure that they're usable. No, he's sticking in second castle. Okay. Because I think that also could have been a very strong play, is you have infinite library cards, so you just get Richter done now, and then you finish up the rest of the stuff in the first castle, and then you do second castle.
And boss-wise, he does have 3 left here, and only 1 in first castle, so he has to go here anyway.
That is true, yeah.
That could be a part of his thought process.
That is true, and with library cards, he can get to Lesser Demon very, very fast. So regardless...
He could get to Lesser Demon and back to second castle very fast.
Yeah, this is looking really strongly poised for Crazy. I think his movement and his decision-making overall has been very strong. Alex, I don't think is necessarily far behind, but has potentially just been bleeding time on movement. Because his route, even though that it's been different, hasn't been so, I guess, behind overall. Like, he got Bat relatively quickly. He has library cards as well, I want to say. He has at least 1 more.
Yeah, the main inefficiency that he did do was the going to Keep as early as he did. He went up there for just that ring, and that didn't end up being important. Yeah. So he ended up having to do a little bit of extra movement there. But that's really the only, like, routing-based movement that he's had to do extra.
Yeah, and even then, there's a world where that ring could have saved him a bunch of time as well. If Flight was at Holy Glasses, like there was that world that we were talking about.
It was the Coliseum Keep 50-50 where you get Leapstone on the first layer, and your progression is at one of those checks most likely.
Yeah. Seems like it. And if we know Mist is flight locked, then it's very possible that either Silver Ring or, in fact, I think either Gravity Boots has a random Vlad, or Mist is a random Vlad plus Ring combo, something like that. There's some interesting possibilities for the remaining relics that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, it could be one of those two mist checks. It could be Holy Symbol, maybe.
Yeah, that's
no.
also.
Could it be? Because I think does it have to be a part of progression? I don't know what minimum complexity for Cornerdus is.
I think it's 8. I believe it is 8, and in this scenario, that does leave one of the progression locations open. So.
Okay.
That's under the assumption that Glasses is final step, which I think it has to be. I think.
Well, Glasses is guaranteed to be the highest number in first castle, and then any one of the Vlads in second castle was considered final at that point.
Yeah.
But ring at this point can be anywhere that doesn't have to be progression.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a world where like both rings are junk, but the relic that's locked behind there in the Holy Glasses location is a random Vlad. I think that is a possibility.
I think so.
I think a similar thing could happen with Merman Statue. Like if Merman Statue is at like Gravity Boots, for example, that could lead to a random Vlad. Because we know that the flight locked progression was missed, so.
I just know something interesting. Alex, in his second castle route, didn't end up doing Doppelganger.
Oh, because he went from the right side.
I completely missed that. He didn't go across before he went to death. So he's got that boss to do in second castle too.
Yeah. So I guess, I mean, it's not too bad if you save Doppelganger for last, because you can reverse library card at creature, go kill Doppelganger real quick, and then drop down and then finish the game from there.
Yeah, it's probably just go to second castle manually, do your Darkwing and your Medusa, and then reverse library card to do those two bosses.
Yeah, and if he is gonna... is he going back now? Yeah, both players opting to, as soon as they get Glasses, go back to the second castle. Alex didn't do the ghost card check, by the way. Does not have missed.
Yeah, he didn't.
So it's very possible that maybe he's not ready to leave the first castle, but is just doing this like I said before. So
just activating the reverse library card, it's possible.
Yeah. Oh.
I think it would make less sense in his scenario, because if he reverse library cards back to second castle, like he's gonna have a heck of a time getting to Medusa and Darkwing.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Crazy finishes up all the bosses in the second castle, doesn't find anything except for a couple of Vlads, and is like, you know what, I'm missing one Vlad. The last progression I found was missed, so I'm just gonna...
Yeah. And it's possible to just be here.
Yeah, that's very possible. Because this, he should be pretty aware that he's missing a random Vlad. Ooh, and that's the scenario that I'm talking about, potentially, where that doesn't have to be progression. The other progression could be the ring, but that could lead, the ring could lead to Echo, whereas this leads to a random Vlad, or vice versa. Very tricky.
Yeah, because we still have Gravity Boots open.
Yes.
As a check that could be holding ring.
Exactly, yeah. So it's kind of a weird scenario where you don't want to actually chase complexity. You're looking for the random spot, but it's, in this scenario, likely locked behind.
It can be either one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a random Vlad in an offshoot of the actual like complexity chain solution. Very interesting seed overall. Very, very interesting.
And it could just be a very high complexity seed with the random at Gravity Boots this whole time.
Yeah. I wonder what Alex is thinking here. Is his thought process that ring is like in the second castle and he just missed it? And he's trying to clear everything up here? Because he's finished all the bosses in first castle. So from his perspective, his best case scenario is, okay, I'm going to clear these last couple bosses, hopefully find the last Vlad, and be in go mode. But I don't think it's going to work out that way.
Silver ring check could be a random. this point, yes.
Yep. Silver ring could be random, and mermaid statue can be... basically, every check left technically can still be a random Vlad, I think. But one of silver ring or holy symbol has to be progression, I think. Oh, I guess technically you could go... No. I guess not. This is actually really complicated. I'm struggling to map it out of my brain.
I think there has to be a progression relic at either holy symbol or holy glasses, and any of the other checks can be holding the requirements to get to those two. But one of those can still also be random.
So I know what Crazy's thought process is here. He must just be aware that... Oh, no, because he full cleared second castle, so he's fully aware that there was nothing in second castle. So he's trying to avoid going to mermaid statue because he knows that that has the potential to be part of the complexity chain. Oh, and it is exactly what I was fearful of. And now it's just a 50-50. Which one of these is progression? Holy glasses or holy symbol? One of them's progression. The other one is the random Vlad.
Or gravity boots. Which...
Or gravity boots. It could just be chilling at gravity boots as well.
So he's gonna go to holy glasses first because he's gonna check gravity boots.
Yeah, might as well. Wow, what a wild layout.
Yeah, the not clearing all of second castle and then having just glasses kind of just chilling at Spikebreaker, and you not knowing exactly how you were gonna get to it in this seed. Definitely throw a wrench in things, because I don't think Crazy could be 100% sure of where everything was until like right now.
Exactly, yeah. And having this info like this late, I feel like pretty often you'll be playing a seed and it's like, well, I know where I need to go. It's just a matter of like checking the last couple of boxes, killing the last couple of bosses, you know, following the last bit of complexity. But this one, the information was obscured for quite a while.
Yeah.
Oh, and for those wondering why these players haven't done the castle entrance check, it's because they do it at the very start of the game. Since this is a second castle start randomizer, you start with a fake version of Gravity Boots and Leapstone. So at the very start, when you're in the castle entrance, you can do that check immediately, which generally helps speed things up as well as keep routes relatively clean. I feel like the castle entrance check is one of those checks where you kind of dread when you need to go back and do it once you have flight. Whereas with second castle start, you never have to worry about it.
It definitely contributes to how often Merman Statue gets skipped, because that's usually where you would route in entrance. But since we already have it, and it's not a boss check in these all bosses presets, we're going to end up skipping it quite a lot, because our usual reasons for going there...
My god, it's a 50-50.
It's a 50-50.
Yeah, one of these offshoots is progression, the other one's a random Vlad, and you don't want progression. I think it's Echo versus random Vlad.
We're seeing all bosses completed for Alex. He has all of them. He just needs his final Vlad. Which I don't think there's any way for him to get back in time.
He would have to library card right this second, which...
he would have to library card now and immediately, get Merman. Wait, he doesn't have miss because he forgot to check Ghost card. He can't even beeline it to the right relic.
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, that is a rough one.
And we'll get to see if it even mattered here in a moment, because if it's at Holy Glasses, then there was no way.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. And he hasn't done Force of Echo either, so he's checking this too.
Very brutal. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Twitch today. It seems like every once in a while there's these little micro stutters, so I had to refresh the streams to get back caught up. Oh my god, it's literally nothing. Crazy, you know it has to be nothing. Why would you step on the pedestal?
I do that all the time too, where it's it's a card or just something you don't need, and it's like you step on the pedestal anyway and watch a cutscene, and it's like, man, why'd I do that?
Dang. This is close. This honestly was a relatively close race, especially if it wasn't for the forgotten check at Ghost Card. Because this means Alex would be
Ghost Card.
Able to grab Merman and could potentially think to himself, oh, I need progression, so I'm going to go check what's behind Merman. Maybe just hasn't been doing the complexity count at all and is like, you know what, I'm going off of vibes. I'm going to go do Holy Symbol.
That's what I'm doing most of the time.
And that could have worked out in his favor. But funny enough, Crazy Four Blades fully aware of the complexity count and kind of gets punished for it in a weird way. He didn't even do anything wrong. He just kind of lost the 33% chance every single time.
I think being fully aware, I think he did the best option, which is just go to where more of the checks are.
Exactly, yeah. Because he's looking for the not complexity location, which
since
for
you
fact,
had
gravity boots, yeah.
Since you had no way of knowing where it was going to be out of these 4 checks, I mean, it's a pretty straight line to just go silver ring, check gravity boots, check holy glasses, and then worst case scenario, it's that holy symbol, and you run there.
Yeah. So he made the correct decision. It's just the 25% chance that it ended up being here, pretty much.
Yeah.
Actually, did we ever see Crazy do Fire of Bat?
That's a good question.
Oh!
Oh my!
We all forgot about it. We all forgot about it.
Forgot about Fire of Bat. See.
Oh no!
This
he doesn't need mist, bro. He doesn't even need it. Oh my god!
This is why when you get flight, bro, if you have the outer wall warp, just go there and do Fire of Bat, man. It's such a fast check,
dude. I can't put everybody in the. Not a single person in chat. Not the commentators, not the players. Nobody remembered a Fire of Bat. Holy.
Except for Alex.
Alex was the only one, yeah. Alex was the only one. Holy.
And he's gonna win out, assuming no big mistakes here at the end.
I mean, we have seen some very late game oopsies lead to some changing of the placements here, but
we saw it yesterday.
We very much did. However, I think Alex is chilling with Chrysogrim double Varda. I don't want to speak this into existence, but if you are unable to beat the game with Chrysogrim double Varda, Bat in your inventory, maybe you just that might just be
get hit by a very select few enemies, and you'd have to get hit several times.
Yes, you'd have to your controller would need to be unplugged in the middle of dropping a wing smash in the Guardian hallway. That's literally it. Or fighting Dracula and he goes for a full combo on you or something. I wouldn't even call that a skill issue. I would call that a hardware issue. That's the only win condition for Crazy right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and even with all of that, a very, very close race. That's so unlucky.
Yeah, that's
crazy,
very unlucky. Because even if he knew he had Fire of Bat available,
all of the decisions he made were technically possibly correct.
Yeah, even knowing he hasn't checked Fire of Bat yet.
Oh, actually,
he still probably would have done that decision.
Technically, we should have known once there was literally nothing at Holy Glasses. That needed to be Echo, actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're right.
So we're all dumb. But it was a very complicated seed, to be fair. The fact that there was no progression in the second castle very rarely comes up. Second castle being the final step comes up once out of every 20 seeds or something like that. Maybe even less. So very, very interesting layout, which I feel like Crazy's route, 99 out of 100 times wins him this match. But Alex said, you know what? 1 out of 100 is all I need.
Yeah, and he did, and he didn't check Ghost Card or forgot it or something, and didn't get missed. And who knows? Maybe if he did and he got missed, that would have changed decision making.
Well, at the very least, he would have gotten Merman Statue.
Yeah, he would have gone to Soul of Bat.
Yeah, and
gotten Merman
even
Statue.
if he skipped Merman Statue and still went to Fire of Bat, this race is
It'd be
so
a lot
close.
closer.
I think it could have still went to Crazy. So funny enough, forgetting to grab the mist relic at Ghost Card might have won Alex this race.
That is, yeah.
Oh,
because
man.
he's going up the shaft and he's in the clock room. So the time taken to check Soul of Bat definitely could have made up the difference.
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Plus the time to check Ghost Card, which is pretty insignificant, but still that is time. That is time nonetheless.
Wow. What an insane set of circumstances.
If I'm Crazy, I'm definitely going to be mad.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, I would be tilted off the face of the earth at this point.
But now is where the macro level game plan comes in. Can you de-tilt before this next match? Is your game, are you now going to second guess yourself? Because that is a win for Alex here. GG's. Just as he finishes up shaft. So close. So now it's going to come down to, can Crazy keep his composure? Will he switch up his game plan? Will he play even riskier now, thinking to himself like, man, I did 100% of the game and lost because of it. Now I need to start skipping stuff.
That is one of those seeds that reaffirms something that me and Scrimps have talked about many times, where it's like, once you're on that flight layer, like if you have the outer wall warp, it's just so easy to go check fire of bat. Like, you should just do it.
Yeah. It's one of those relics that I don't think I've ever seen a meta where people are like, yeah, you could skip fire of bat. Don't worry about it. Yeah. A difference of like, what, 30 seconds here? Something close to that?
Something like that.
Wow. All right, let's go ahead and head up to the race channel and ask about picks and bans going forward.
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
All the worst decisions. All the worst decisions.
Yeah, that was brutal to watch. I think everybody was not expecting that outcome. But GG's Alex, that was a wonderful race to watch. I do want to quickly come in and ask for picks and bans. So, Alex, you do get to ban one preset here.
What were Lisa's last words? She said, "Do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least."
I still want to ban Rampage.
For theirs is
That's fine, and then Crazy can pick from the remaining four.
We're doing Nimble Light.
Nimble Light, alrighty.
Hey, now you can't possibly get a late bat.
Yeah, no, I can't. Oh my God, all the worst decisions.
It was very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. I'm going to go ahead and set up the race now. Feel free to take your time. I'm going to run some ads and do a quick little 5-minute break. So stretch your legs, get some water, do what you got to do, and we'll be right back after that.
Okie doke.
I'm going to grab a drink.
Alrighty, chat. We're going to be right back in just a little bit here. Stay tuned for race number 2. Alex is up 1-0.
Bad guess.
All right, race number 2 starting here in just a little bit. We got 1 up for Alex here, which is some people saying an upset, but I think Alex played it very well. And let's go ahead and let them get started here. So how do you feel overall about Nimble Light, Durdrak?
Oh, Nimble Light is so fun. Having the full loadout of bat movement right off the start, other than Mist, I guess, for that kind of movement, but not having the broken combat of the Duplicator and Buffalo Stars right off the bat and Mana Prisms, but still having the infinite movement. It's such a fun way to play.
Yeah, and this is generally most people's least favorite spawn, but in Nimble Light, it's not as bad. You can just Wing Smash through these hallways. As long as you don't drop a Wing Smash, you're chilling. And a Chrysogrim immediately found Vorpal Blades as well.
Vorpals as well? Wow.
Yeah, no, it's different, guys. You don't get to start overpowered. And a Ring of Ares in your inventory. Oh my god.
It's funny because the Nimble Light seed from yesterday, we also started with a Duplicator, so it didn't end up being that much different from a normal Nimble seed. But seems like that's happening a little bit here too.
Yeah. I mean, there are still some major differences. Alex, however, just fighting the enemies normally, not using the Wing Smash here, a little bit interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Maybe he just wants the
hope he Wing Smash.
Yeah, I would say
Hope he Wing Smashes.
Did he forget that he started with Bat? It's on the tracker. Oh no, he might not remember that he has Soul of Bat.
I don't know.
That would be really strange.
The Chrysogrim and Vorpals here were a drop, so he's gonna have to Wing Smash through these enemies if he wants these weapons.
Yeah, and in Nimble Light, it's the cost for movement here is literally free in bat form, so you might as well just Wing Smash through him. Oh, he figured it out just in time to get hit.
Just in time to get hit by the Nova Skeleton.
Yeah, I think it's like the 3rd strongest attack in the game or something like that. I used to remember the exact order. I think it's Dracula's ball attack in phase 2, Final Dracula, and then Guardian's flame attack, and then that, if I'm not mistaken. Something like that. In that order. Something. I don't know. Jewel of Open Found, though, for Crazy. So this time around, there is progression, potentially. Most likely, in a second castle. So Alex definitely at a bit of a disadvantage. Did see the items drop. Is going to go back for them, most likely, but just needs to not drop the Wing Smash input.
Oh, no. Oh, another death.
Yeah. But I mean, that is one of the positives of the second castle start without the prologue. You can get right back into the action relatively quickly, even with these early deaths. So
I actually learned because of that seed, the actually same nimble light from yesterday, that apparently the way it's made, if you die and come back into the game without restarting like the whole console, I think,
yes,
you don't get the rewards that you would usually start with from doing the prologue properly.
So about that, you're supposed to, and that fix has been implemented into the bot. However, that was the seed that was generated without the bot. So so you got scammed a little bit.
I did
My
get
bad.
scammed. There was a shuriken in that seed.
Yeah.
That shuriken would have been very helpful.
Yeah, I felt really bad as soon as I noticed that, but I'm like, I'm not having these players restart again. What a nightmare. So note to self for future tournaments, have backups for in case the bot goes down.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, Alex makes
So
it
this
through
is
the
an
first room
interesting-
and does have the chrysograms in inventory now. So I think he's in a much safer spot overall. He does have the Ares on still. I'm not sure if that's something that he must be aware because if he put the chrysogram on. But
It's always possible he didn't see it.
yeah, I mean, you never know. In the heat of a tournament match, nerves can get to you. And even something as simple as not reading that you have a Medusa shield in your inventory, it comes up. It comes up.
It does.
But yeah, very, very
This
quick
is an
fight.
interesting choice from Crazy to just go straight up here to death in Galamoth, because I probably would have gone across and done the other bosses as well before going all the way up.
Ooh, is rewarded though with a library card. Pretty huge.
The library card, yeah.
Yeah, and a flat relic. Ooh, that's that's good value. That's pretty good value if you ask me. I think I understand why Crazy is doing it. I think in his mind he knows he's going to have to come here anyways, and thinks to himself, I'm just going to go up, kill Galamoth, kill Death, and then kill as many bosses on the way down.
Yeah, that actually makes sense. He's gonna go probably towards them when he gets out of here.
Yeah, so I think the he's gonna go do left side from here down afterwards. The only way that I think you can make it more efficient is if you have a library card and you choose the library card at Galamoth, like we were talking about in the last seed. But even then, I don't think it necessarily makes 100% sense to do so. Maybe, I guess if you find Jewel of Open at Death, you think to yourself, okay, that's my progression for the second castle. I'm just going to go gamble on using that and then do as much in the first castle as possible to full
Yeah,
clear that.
the wrinkle is creature. Because if you let's say he had gone and done the boss on the left of Doppelganger and then library carded after Galamoth, his route coming back to second castle would have been a little weird because he would have had to do creature.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And Creature's kind of off on his own. And this is a preset without reverse library cards, so you do have to just get there. So.
Yeah. However, the way that he's doing it now, he does have the opportunity to just go to creature, and he could library card there if he wanted to, because then your route when you come back to second castle is just a straight line, just the right side.
Yeah, just the normal right side stuff, which is most players are pretty comfortable with.
But he may, because of the combat and the bat, he may just do a full circle around the castle and library card when he's finished.
I think that's the safe play because Nimble Light, I believe the minimum complexity is 6, which is relatively low. Granted, you are skipping a lot of potential complexity since you start with Bat. The seed assumes you start with Flight and a transformation, which cuts out some of the possible steps. But even then, kind of banking on exactly one relic only in the second castle for progression could be a little risky.
Yeah, it's very common in Nimble for there to be shared progression on layers, and having it be second castle is not out of the question. There's 10 checks up there.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So, and since you have to kill the bosses anyways, I think the safe route is to do all the checks in second castle, kill all the bosses before going first castle. Especially because what if it's missed, And then then your library card becomes even more valuable because then you can do the full clear of library as soon as you get there.
Yeah, I think that's probably what we'll see from Crazy. I think in his game plan, it would make the most sense for him to go in a full circle around the castle to do all the bosses and then library card out.
And if he does commit to this route, his last boss would likely be Beelzebub, and that's a decent spot to library card from.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward to leave bees because the warps that are close to him, not very close to him.
So
not as bad as like Galamoth, but not very close to him either.
So Crazy is definitely not hurting for library cards, considering how he's found 2 on the ground and then just got 1 to drop from the blue Venus Weed there. So this is going to be I imagine Alex, I mean, he found the 1 library card. He's likely going to find the other one as well, since it's just chilling on the ground. So I believe it was, on the way to Doppelganger. It's that 1 check next to the Jacko Bones.
Yeah, and it was between the gap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Crazy is doing what we thought, going out of his way here to do Creature next, probably then Clock Tower into Darkwing Bat, Medusa, Trio, Akmadon, Beelzebub, and then Library card. Something like that. I like it. I think it's, unless he decides, you know what, I want to go first castle and save my library cards, but when you have 3 in your inventory, I don't know. Do you really need to save them?
Yeah, there would be no reason to save a library card here. I think we're seeing a library card regardless.
Because I will say, very rarely does it come up where using all 3 ends up actually saving time, or a significant amount of time at the very least. But
it has to be going pretty bad for the
bad
library cards to
oh, I guess we were wrong.
to actually save time.
Crazy said, you know what? I can do dark. He just wants to do right side when he comes back to the second castle.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. It's the other big option here. You're either going to do everything, or you set yourself up so that you hope that you get to do everything, come back to second castle, and just make your way to the end of the game like you would through the right side.
I'm interested.
Yeah, don't pay no mind to Alucard in the shop here. He's doing just fine. He's hanging out.
Shield Rod in the shop?
Oh yeah,
I think we saw Alucard shield somewhere.
I think it just dropped from, or was on the ground before Creature. I believe that's what I saw, but
there was definitely Alucard shields dropping out somewhere in Reverse Catacombs. I think they might have been the Frozen Halves.
Oh,
or it was either Alucard or Alucard.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see exactly which one.
Regardless, Crazy picks it up, the shield rod that is, and just barely misses his exit here. Has to do a quick
Makes
U-turn.
a little oopsie.
Yeah. And it was for nothing. He should have skipped it. He should have just known.
Mana Prisms over there that he's not going to go pick up because you don't need them in this preset.
Yeah, the only time that you really need them is if you're hurting for damage and you're using a lot of spells to supplement your lack of damage. But, I mean...
We definitely ain't hurting for damage.
Yeah, very high power level seed here. But yeah. Yeah, overall, Crazy, again, in a very dominant position. His cleanliness in the first part of this seed helped a lot. Alex struggled a bit more, had some unfortunate deaths, and lost a few minutes. And, I mean, already, Alex hasn't even gotten to the decision point where Crazy was when he library carded. So,
yeah, I mean, the thing is that he did open the door a little bit for if there is shared progression in the second castle, like we were saying. If Alex decides to go the whole way around and that progression ends up being important, or one of the checks in second castle at least ends up being important, then that could save him some time.
It's very possible.
Not out of it.
However, this being all bosses required does mean that, like, it limits the lead that you can have by being correct in those scenarios, by, like, staying in the second castle and, like, combining progression. It'll just depend on where relics happen to lie, most likely, because I've seen it a few times now where the route that ends up getting punished by not, like, for example, not staying in the second castle and not finding multiple progression items or whatever, sometimes the player who, quote-unquote, makes that mistake, their movement and routing in the first castle is so efficient that eventually they catch back up. And in a seed like this with multiple library cards, I could see a world where, oh, I need to go back to second castle? Okay, does the second castle real quick, library cards again, and is like, yeah, you lost a minute or two, but, like, if you're already this far ahead of your opponent, losing a minute or two on, like, that decision might not end up mattering.
Yeah, it definitely is just an efficiency, a difference at that point, where it's it has to be a pretty unlucky layout of the relics for it to make up too much time back in the all bosses. So,
it would have to be something along the lines of, like, you need the thing in the second castle, and then it sends you on, like, a wild, like, 4-step goose chase to find the final Vlad or something like that. Meanwhile, the player who finds the thing that leads to that 4-step just does it earlier. And it looks
can also be the opposite, where even if there is shared progression, or I guess not technically shared progression, but 2 potential progression relics in the second castle, that the one that got the extra the extra could be useless.
That is true. Yeah, that's happened
and make
before.
you just do more checks.
Yeah, that has definitely come up before where you do the quote-unquote safe play, but then you get unlucky because you end up doing a bunch of extra checks that weren't necessary because of it.
But he ends up making the same decision anyway.
Yeah. So in this case, it's just Crazy's lead is pretty much a pure lead. I would say they've basically done the same exact route. It's just that Crazy had a much cleaner beginning game, didn't have any unfortunate deaths, and his movement overall, I think, has been slightly better. We've seen a couple of missteps from Alex here, but Alex also going out of his way to kill Lesser Demon now. This could come up as well, especially if Mist doesn't end up being part of the solution to the seed for Vlad relics. This could end up being a pretty killer play. The only downside, however, is that, I mean, there's so many library cards available that it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, for sure. I like this play generally because if you do get to end up never coming back to the library, then it does save you some time. But with the library cards in play, it doesn't save you.
Yeah, I think if you're thinking of access to library cards, you just keep track of how many library cards you've used, and then you just save your last library card for the time that you kill Lesser Demon.
Yeah, you just make sure as soon as you're out, that's the trip where you need to make sure you do it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that is true. The timer is delayed on Crazy's side. I think his timer was didn't start right away. Like he had his leftover time from the last seed still up on his tracker. So I'll refresh his stream, but I think his timer is just delayed. Yeah, his timer is just delayed. Like I'm not 10 seconds behind delay wise. I think he just started his timer late.
Yeah, it seems like that's the case.
Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I usually keep both players' timers on the screen as a metric so people are aware of usually how like desynced the streams are, because depending on where you're streaming from and like which ingest server or whatever, there's like difference in delays. But yeah, Crazy doesn't even stop to pick up the Varda. He's like, whatever, I'll grab it on the way back. He's not doing any combat here, so it is more efficient to do it this way. He's already killed Doppelganger 40, so no reason to pick up the Medusa shield. And pretty much, yeah, I think... Oh, Merman statue found too. Interesting. See, I would be losing this race, because I probably wouldn't have went all the way out there.
Yeah, it's kind of the tricky part of going down to Caverns right away in first castle when you come back, if you have Jewel, because you don't have a lot of knowledge to go off of whether or not you should skip Merman.
Yeah, exactly. But in this scenario, it's very likely gonna work out for Crazy.
Yeah, unless it's an unneeded, like, could be Echo sitting there.
Yep. So I imagine maybe Crazy's thought process is, okay, barring an absolute insane series of events, I can kind of rest knowing that I think I have better movement. That's possibly also why he picked Nimble Light. He's thinking to himself, my movement's pretty solid. I think I can outmaneuver Alex generally. So I'm going to pick a movement-based preset, and I'm also going to play it relatively safe and just rest knowing that, like, even if I am like 2 or 3 checks behind because I did extra stuff.
Can't be Echo.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he's just using that as a means of his game plan, something
trying
like
to
that.
Simplify it.
Yeah.
Because the main reason, like, I think he understands the main reason he didn't come out on top on that last race is that he just missed out on that random Vlad sitting at Fire of Bat and just never checked it. So, I mean, in Nimble, your decisions are pretty easy, especially if you're trying to play very safe and do everything, and you're just trying to go straight movement. It's Spike Breaker, so another not needed relic.
Yeah. This is that is a potential decision for Alex to catch up. So, because Merman statue is one of those. That's one of those scenarios where it's like, oh, you found progression, and you now have info on like the complexity chain. However, does it really like help you that much? Because Spike Breaker is a very skippable progression item.
For sure.
So yeah,
I think if you think that like you are going to win out on the movement, and you just want to take it very easy, not make a whole lot of like hard decisions, just do everything everywhere you're going.
However, this is actually kind of scary because Alex's route, he hasn't found Jewel of. Oh no, he did find Jewel of Open. Sorry, but he's delaying going to the caverns, and by doing so, he's already found Mist and Holy Glasses. So that could make up.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and on top of that, this gives him access to Silver Ring, which most likely is Final Vlad, or leads to Final Vlad.
Yeah, Merman led to the Spike Breaker, so that's the chain that would be going to Silver Ring.
Exactly. Yeah,
and it can't be like, I don't know, it can't be Echo up there anymore because he already has it.
That's also true. Yeah, so that's probably just like clean progression right there, which could make a difference because by the time Alex
has Holy Glasses.
Yeah, he found it in Power of Mist location.
Oh,
so his route of doing
probably a Vlad.
Yeah, his idea of doing going to Fire Bat and then going through Clock Tower to get to Castle Keep and then warping to the entrance. That route is looking really solid right now.
Yeah, he can end up not doing both Merman Statue and Holy Symbol if he delays Caverns long enough and uses this knowledge.
Yes, exactly. That's kind of what I'm pointing out here. And I don't know if it'll be enough to catch up from like the 5 minutes that he spent dying at the beginning, but it is a start. It is a start for sure. And Spirit Orb is found at Spikebreaker. And that's another thing where Alex knows that Spikebreaker isn't necessarily like a super... Well, it's even in complexity with everything that's behind Jewel of Open. Because he found Echo like super early. It was just flight locked. And flight locked is basically layer 0 in this preset.
There can be a possibility where he gets down there late enough that like he has so many Vlads that he decides to not check that too. Yeah, it's kind of a hard decision to make considering you have to go to Grand Flume anyway. So if you are missing like anything that you could be getting at that point, you probably just
do it because it's a random check at the very minimum. But
if you find enough that you're comfortable doing a bunch of skips there, then like he could end up skipping 3 checks in the Caverns Catacombs area.
Yeah, that would have been the power of staying in the second castle the whole time, especially if there's just random Vlad still remaining there. That is one of the benefits of staying there. And Tooth of Vlad found. So 3 out of 5 Vlad relics found. Crazy has done most of the bosses. He's still missing a few bosses in the first castle, actually. Quite a few.
Yeah, he's basically just been to Outer Wall and Caverns. He didn't go to Keep. Didn't go to Entrance.
I did see Alex poise himself to do a dive kick into the Minotaur and Werewolf room, and I got really nervous. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that with the bat transformation, at least.
Well, that part's fixed. Going into the room, that's fine.
So if you transform while waiting for the room to open?
It's after you kill them and before the text box comes up. If you transform into bat there, you are soft locked.
That's where it... Oh. God, Symphony of the Night is such a good video game. I mean, it makes sense. They never intended for you to have bat for that fight, but wow.
And like I said in that one race we did a while back, in other presets, you could at least just sit there forever if you wanted to wait out your mana to go away. You can't do that in Nimble Light.
Yeah.
You are there forever.
Dang, that's wild. So it must be something along the lines of where the game activates the script to take control away from the player, but then is checking to see if you're in a specific like grounded state, probably like grounded Alucard state to spawn in the hitbox or the text box.
They didn't account for you having like
bat there. Must be.
Yeah.
Because they forcibly untransform you from wolf form there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I feel like it would have to. That would be a crazy soft lock if they didn't think of that.
Yeah. Yeah, Symphony of the Night, perfect video game, 0 flaws, 0 bugs.
Because other cutscenes in the game will untransform you, like Silver Ring. Well, not Silver Ring. Silver Ring just starts. But I believe the other one with Maria, the Hippogriff one, that one will untransform you.
Yes. That's weird. I mean, it makes sense in a way because Symphony of the Night is a game where I feel like they had 12 different programmers all working on the same things at the same time because every elevator works differently in this game, which is a fun little fact that I like to point out. There's like 6 different elevators in the game and they all behave differently.
Yeah.
Same with the breakable walls. All the breakable walls, for the most part, behave differently. Some of them are numbers of hits before they open. Some of them actually have health points as well. So if you do more damage, you open the wall sooner. It's really weird.
Yeah, the little bricks in the like entrance is one of those where like if you can have a. It's really funny in Randomizer if you get a setup where you do like 0 damage at the start and you're trying to hit that brick and it's just not breaking.
Yep, that is one of them. The heading towards the sword card check, that the ceiling there, that one is HP based, and also the hitbox is in like a weird spot. Like it like extends above the position a decent amount.
Yeah, it does that in second castle too. You can do like a crouching punch and it breaks the floor.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so far this is just coming down to like movement here. I don't know if I actually was paying attention when Alex was on the... He hasn't killed all rocks yet. So yeah, Alex found Mist, decided not to do all rocks into Silver Ring though, but instead went to the Caverns.
Yeah, that is strange.
It's not like a terrible idea because he can still combine Silver Ring when he goes to do Hippogriff later, is my guess. So it's not like super inefficient, but
yeah, it's just the worry is that you've got the less information it could have been done.
I think part of the reason, he didn't do it then is because he already had the Keep Warp. So he's like, well, I'm not going to go from Allrox's quarters to Silver Ring back to Keep. He would have to then library card at that point, and maybe he wants to save his library cards or feels like there's better spots to use them.
If you're going to Hippogriff at that point, you're so close to Keep, and then we'll let you just go to Keep. It takes no time. Because you have to make it all the way to Hippogriff anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, by the time you're at Hippogriff, it's like 2 rooms over, especially with bat movement. It's like not that much time at all.
It's just 3 hallways, and then you're there.
Yeah. So, progression-wise, I think Crazy still has the lead for sure. And, ooh, this is one of those things where Alex could have saved some time, but now is also falling for the same bait.
Yeah, this is where doing that higher complexity location earlier would give you the confidence to probably do some of these skips. Yeah. But he's probably just going to do the same thing Crazy did down here. So we're kind of back in that same situation as before, where they're doing similar things, just in a different order this time in the first castle, but the lead is going to remain probably the same, if not even bigger for Crazy due to a movement advantage.
Yep, exactly. And ultimately, like, the difference in route is probably not that, like, efficiency-wise, at this point, it's probably not that different, with, like, full movement available to the players.
Yeah, the efficiency difference would have been getting that Mist earlier and being able to do Allrox's quarters first for the knowledge. That's where the efficiency would have made up. But now they're both just doing the same checks, just at different times. They just did it in a different order.
Exactly, yeah. So the potential for Alex to make up time here has dwindled quite a bit. Nothing found behind Allrox, though. Yeah, the difference in routes here kind of just doesn't matter. Which, if you're rooting for Alex here, is a little unfortunate, but...
Yeah.
I mean, there's still potential, I want to say, for some weirdness with, like, the rings, I guess, but maybe. Because that's the other thing, is what have they found so... I guess they did find Spikebreaker behind Jewel, but...
Yeah, I don't think there can be anything else that would lead them to Final Vlad. I don't think there's enough relics to make it up.
I was trying to think if there's some world where, like, the second ring is still chilling in second castle, and that was it the whole time. But with Spikebreaker specifically being found behind Mermaid Statue, I don't think it's possible anymore, especially with Echo also being found, and we know that the Spikebreaker location has nothing. So this is likely, other ring into Final Vlad, which is, I think, fine for Alex to do later. Like, it's going to end up just being the same route, but at different times.
Yeah, it's just going to end up being the same. I think it would have actually been better for him if it was a Vlad and like there was this potential for like you need to do this back and forth for Ring to get maybe a random. And maybe that could have caused enough chaos for like a big enough divergence in like order of route. But with it being so straightforward to get to your final Vlad, I think Crazy, they're just going to do the same thing the entire time, and Crazy's going to keep this lead most likely, barring any mistakes.
Yeah, it really is going to be a skill issue win condition, which sometimes it happens, but I think Crazy, he has the movement, he has the damage on his side. There's, I guess, the only way I could see it happening is if he somehow takes a ton of damage from like Dracula or something, and then like can't get out of like some combo because he doesn't have Power of Mist and like panics. But even then,
a small thing to point out here is that he technically did do a little bit more efficient of a route for Keep because he hadn't been to Keep yet at that point. I don't think.
Yeah, so him going to Keep that way, and then warping back to Alrox's quarters ends up being pretty efficient overall. Since Alex already has that Keep warp, that ends up being a little bit wasted.
It's funny, he doesn't have Holy Glasses. So I wonder if he's thinking like another seed is going to lead to Holy Glasses being the highest complexity in First Castle, but because he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's very possible. Very possible.
But I mean, he'll find out in a couple seconds and just go back to Keep. There's nothing else for him to do.
Exactly, yeah.
Hasn't done Lizard Demon. Still needs to do that.
Oh, that is true. He's probably going to library card, though.
Probably
after
library
picking
card
this up. Yeah. That I think overall his route, even though it's only slightly different from Alex's, the small decisions that he decided to like wait on end up helping him in the long run.
Yeah, the only thing that could have like been a big change up was the earlier Mist.
Yeah.
But nothing got taken advantage of there for the earlier Mist.
Yeah, because Alex is on his way to do All Rocks right now in Silver Ring. So yeah, again, they're doing the same things just at different times. And there's most likely Final Vlad, and we're gonna expect a random Vlad at somewhere in Second Castle. So yeah, even if you full cleared, I think because one of the Vlads was behind Grand Falloon, I don't think most players would have confidently skipped the merman statue there. Maybe if you're feeling really risky, but because you would have had 3 Vlads at that point.
If like if they had done all of Second Castle and then done like the order more similar to Alex, where they could have done Silver Ring earlier to have that information before going down, they could have made that decision.
Yeah.
It still is a little bit risky, because
I think at
you
that
would be
point you're gambling on a 25% chance that it is at Merman statue, so that's 75% chance that it's not.
I mean, once you're making the decision, you've checked Succubus and Scylla at least.
Yeah, so the only Vlad or checks remaining would be the Merman statue itself.
Oh yeah.
Demon card, Grand Falloon, and
so you're right. Yeah.
Spikebreaker, and you're going to Grand Falloon no matter what. So
yeah. So yeah, it would be a very confident skip at that point.
Yeah,
for sure.
75% chance to save like 2 minutes. That's not bad. That's pretty decent EV, especially in races where, I mean, we just saw the last race came down to 30 seconds. So 2 minutes, that's pretty nice.
And with library cards, your punishment for failure is not that bad.
That too, yeah. Yeah, speaking of library cards, Crazy does use the library card, finishes up Lesser Demon, does the relic check, finds nothing, and is on his way back to the Second Castle, where he just has a pretty clear, straightforward route to the end of the game here. And meanwhile, Alex has to do all of that stuff as
Just
well.
don't forget to fight Karasamon.
Yeah, don't forget to fight Karasamon. And Alex needs to not forget Hippogriff here. Because the urge is to go backtrack immediately to Holy Glasses and check what's there, but... oh yeah, Crazy has not done Ghost card yet. Finds Echo, says, oh, well, yeah. If that was his last check, he could have... No, he couldn't have intuited it because Spikebreaker was nothing.
Okay, he's not forgetting. He's doing crossbow. We are safe from a disaster.
Oh yeah, that is true. That was a potential win condition. And Karasamon's easy to forget, especially because on the tracker, the difference between him being like lit up and not is not that obvious, because he's already gray to begin with.
There's also like no real rhyme or reason to the order of the bosses on the tracker.
That is true. I mean, technically, you can rearrange them yourself if you're using the tech that Crazy's using with the
for the browser overlay one. Yeah, you can move them around.
Yeah, and I know Crazy is using the browser.
That's the one he's looking at now, because he said it earlier. Somebody had the same problem he had in tech support earlier, where his tracker was blank, which they were able to fix it. But Crazy apparently has not been able to fix his.
Dang. Yeah, we love the tracker, folks. Never has any issues whatsoever. I think Alex is actually using an old version of the tracker now that I'm thinking about it, because I saw him open the menu and I saw a pink square, which I haven't seen a pink square in a long time. Because that used to denote out of logic checks, and it showed the out of logic check at Spike Breaker. Not Spike Breaker, sorry, Silver Ring.
You know, I never be checking my map, so like I don't even know if I've seen him recently.
Because I think they got rid of the pink squares altogether in recent versions because it just wasn't working properly.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh. That's an interesting way to lose some time. Leave the room in bat form.
That's in my any percent PB, by the way.
Oh no.
I do that in my any percent PB. It's awful.
It happens. The 1626 has me entering and leaving Medusa's room twice, but thankfully it's on Xbox, so the time difference is like, it lost me like a second and a half or something like that, but still. It was just one of those moments where you meant to like turn around backdash, but the turnaround didn't happen and you just backdash out of the room.
Yeah.
It definitely happens. But yeah, very efficient moving from Crazy here. Yeah, and Alex is now going towards the warp, I guess? Opts not to use a library card here. Maybe he's out of library cards. He might not have killed more of the Unes at any point.
Yeah, he might not have gotten as many along the way.
Which is interesting, because after you use a library card, you could kill the Une that's in the library before it turns into a corpse weed and get that drop.
Wasn't that the previous seed?
Was that the previous seed with the library card drops?
I think the library cards were coming from something else.
It was the blue Venus weed, and I think Alex never did that. Yeah, I'm not even playing the game, and I got seed bleed.
I mean, it shows you how hard it is to play this game. I mean, the last seed definitely displayed that too, because we're in here with full knowledge, two very good players looking at the game, and we can't figure out what's going on half the time.
So yeah, I mean, barring the two bosses before the end of the game, Crazy's basically in go mode here. And this, as far as
just don't get poisoned and die.
Oh yeah, it shouldn't happen. I mean, his HP actually is like 186. It's a range where it's possible to have an oopsie. That is a possible range to have an oopsie from. Also, that bat dash is
scary bat dash. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I think even there, the efficient movement is you just missed bat at the start of that room and just start wing smashing immediately. There's like some tiny optimizations difference between doing a bat dash versus just missed bat wing smash versus dive kick, transform, wing smash. Like all of them are pretty negligible, but certain rooms, you can slightly optimize the start of them based off of which of those techs you actually want to do, because if I'm remembering correctly, it comes up a decent amount in all bosses.
Whether or not you want to like do a dive bat or something.
Yeah, I think the start of Coliseum, you just missed bat immediately and just start wing smashing. Just
Yeah,
'cause,
dive bat would take you too far.
I think dive bat takes you too far, and then the bat dash, since you're on that ledge, you're more likely to touch the door if you turn around bat dash. So generally speaking, I just missed bat there and just start wing smashing, I think. Although it's been a long time since I've done all bosses, so.
Well, he didn't get poisoned.
That is true, yeah.
He killed bees in like less than half a second.
Yeah, he has mitigated his potential skill issues, and honestly, Alex is not that far behind. He's just 3 bosses behind at this point, which
Where?
I think Heart was at Aquadon.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think overall, I think this would have been an insanely close race if not for the early deaths that Alex had, because those did lose him like 4.5 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, it would have been pretty close. I mean, like like we were saying earlier, the decisions and like the way they decided to route didn't make a whole bunch of time difference.
Yeah.
It was mainly just that early lead that's been kept this entire race.
Exactly, yeah. But sometimes, having less skill issues is a win condition in and of itself, regardless
Especially
of route.
in these second castle starting seats. Some of these starting positions can be really rough. Like, I don't think this was necessarily one of those really rough starting positions. It was maybe just a little bit of uncomfortability with the fact that, you can just wing smash through all those enemies to get your levels instead of trying to fight them.
It could have just been a brain fart, just like, I haven't played Nimble Light in a while, and you just don't even think of the possibility of like wing smashing through them. Maybe he didn't think the wing smash would kill, and he wanted to get the item drops. That's another possibility.
That's a possibility for the wargs for sure.
Yeah.
And like you're probably correct that you're not going to kill the first, like maybe 1 or 2 of those wargs. But once you've wing smashed several times, you're stacking the hitboxes. You're going to kill all.
I was going to say, if you just start spamming the wing smash as fast as possible, you might be able to still get the kill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a mechanic that not many people actually like realize is a thing that's happening with wing smashes, and like I didn't realize it for a long time. You'd wing smash through stuff and kill them and be like, why did I kill them that time but not every time? It's because every time you repeat the input, you're stacking the hitbox.
And the hitbox stays the entirety of the wing smash too. I used to think that the hitbox would disappear after like the length of that wing smash was supposed to be over. The hitbox stays until you untransform. So if you go through a long hallway and do like 20 wing smashes, you're stacking 20 hitboxes on top of yourself.
And GG's to Crazy. Yep. He is finished. Sub 40.
And Alex is not too far behind at all. I think we can pretty safely head up there into the... Yeah, Alex did forfeit as well, so we can head up there while they continue.
Then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot.
Yo, GG's.
I'm tired of full clearing both castles.
Are you so tired that you don't want to do it again maybe for this next race? Come on.
I'll do the third race, yeah.
I mean, if you just skip some checks, you don't have to full clear. But you might not clear at all.
Just do some skips and add 20 minutes to your end time because there's something there that you need.
Or just don't finish it all.
I almost skipped Scylla because I was like, okay, I almost skipped Scylla, but then I didn't because I was like, well, Merman statue could have been somewhere in second castle. I just need to hope that there's nothing here at Merman statue or at Holy Symbol.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. Well, since
and
you are
immediately finding Merman.
Since you are the victor this time around and we're 1-1, you do get the option to ban a preset here.
We're banning Cornivus. Fuck that preset right now.
Right. You don't have to because
yeah,
Alex
we already
cannot.
Did it.
Yeah, since it's already been done and Alex has already won with that preset, he cannot pick it.
Then we're banning Chimera.
Gotcha. So that
what
leaves
do I want to do?
A Nimble Light run back,
I'm glad you're
as well as the other two.
Rampage and Recycler?
Yeah, Rampage and Recycler.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
Must have been painful for you.
Okay, let's do Recycler.
Alrighty, Recycler for the last race today. You love to see it. As like before, feel free to take a few minutes, collect yourselves, grab some water, chill out. I'm going to go ahead and start that race now, and we'll be back after a little bit. We got our final race today. It's going the distance. Currently 1-1 between Alex and Crazy. Let's let these players get started here. And we're finishing off with a banger, Recycler, which I think most players would agree is kind of one of the best, if not the best preset that's come out recently. I'm a big fan of it personally, at least.
I really like the preset. The competitive aspects to it are a little bit strange
Yes.
because of the whole duplicate relic situation. You can get just really unfortunately lucky and unlucky at the same time because of the duplicate relics.
Yes, I think on average, the seed decision making can kind of like either compound in weird ways or even out. But it all depends on the seed, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there are definitely, I think, weirder scenarios that come up in this preset because of the duplicate relics and stuff like that. In like the show match that we had between Crazy Four Blades and Ren, they found both leap stones like immediately. And
yeah,
in that regard, it got really weird really fast, but it was also really cool to watch.
I've played this preset not that many times, basically only for the tournament and like a little bit beforehand, and I've yet to have a seed where I get to use the double leap stone double jump, or the 5 jumps that you get from having it. So
my unpopular opinion is that I actually hate it. Because
you don't like it?
It makes doing gravity jumps way more annoying.
They're supposed to be disabled though. When you have
no, you know, it's supposed to, but
nah.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I think it's incredibly difficult to implement 100% properly. So it is what it is.
I did notice that in that showcase match, Crazy did look like he was trying to do some gravity jumps and was getting some extra leap zone jumps instead.
Yeah.
So
it's specifically because you have to press up and jump to activate the additional jumps. But if you're doing a gravity jump midair, you're pressing down, up, jump. So
yeah,
it's a little awkward there. And again, another immediate divergence in routes here where Crazy says, I want to go all the way to Creature and maybe make my way down to Castle Keep that way. Whereas Alex is like, well, I'm already here in the Caverns. I'm going to do the checks while I'm here. This is a preset where bosses aren't required. So Crazy might be thinking to himself, I might not need to do Doppelganger. I might not need to do Force of Echo. And my movement's a little bit awkward right now. So I don't even want to do that stuff yet. So
yeah, Crazy's pointed out to me and to the other racers in the after conversations that because of the way Recycler is, it's a preset where you always start in the second castle normally, not just in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And the progression is always entirely contained within the first castle. You can get everything you need because it ends on Holy Glasses.
Yep. Outside of Vlad relics, the progression is all in the first castle. So he's a big advocate of kind of rushing to first castle, which I think is correct in this preset. Generally speaking, there are advantages to staying in second castle, where every once in a while you'll find yourself sniping like an early bat or an early mist or something like that, and then you can do some quicker collection of stuff in the first castle. And both players in interesting spots here. Crazy finishes up the fight with Creature.
Like, this is an unfortunate location.
Yeah, this is one of those spots where you can't really trust Alucard's dive kick, and the Dark Octopuses do so much damage, and they are not easy
for
to
the
kill.
early game. Yeah.
Okay, he's going for dive kicks here, and doesn't get hit on the way out. That's pretty huge.
Yeah. Could got real bad if he got hit there.
Yeah, the dive kick in this game doesn't have the best hitbox to guarantee that you hit the enemy and don't get hit yourself. Oftentimes you'll just hit each other, which is unfortunate, but Crazy finds God's Garb and puts it on. Honestly, respect.
Yeah, I mean, you're about to go through our version of worst room in the game in a little bit here, so
oh yeah,
good defense is always appreciated. There's a Varda in the way to Force of Echo.
The only downside is getting to that Varda can be very tricky because you have to jump in the water. You'll be taking you'll be taking damage in the water, and on top of that, if you activate the Venus Weed AI, they're going to be shooting like little thorns and stuff at you. And I've died up there a couple of times, greedily going.
You
for
can
that
get
check.
juggled for a long time. It makes it really hard to time your defensive options when you get juggled in the water like that, and you can just die.
Oh yeah,
from so much HP.
With the underwater physics, you end up being extra floaty and taking extra ticks of damage and stuff. It's very unfortunate. Form of Mist acquired. This is what I was talking about, though. Staying in the second castle, sometimes you can find extra copies of potential progression relics. Form of Mist being one of them. So,
and Form of Mist is like of the duplicates, it's like the most important one that you can find for like progression reasoning.
Yep.
Because Mist is one of those ones that can be deep in the progression chain in First Castle when you need it. So being able to skip that can save a lot of time. Oh, Alex, please don't die.
Yes, please.
Medusa Shield and Mob Longsword being used. I didn't even see the Medusa Shield.
Honestly, respect. Not bad. I think they started with Moblung, but Medusa Shield, I think he found it at some point. And 2 Vlad relics acquired for Crazy so far. Oh, no. This is where things get scary.
He's going for the...
Oh, no.
Oh!
He messed up his
stuck in his
back
movement.
dash. Oh, my God. Brutal. Brutal stuff. Oh, no.
I think he at least did hit up the save before he went to Force of Echo, so he unfortunately just has to redo this, but at least he's gonna be there. And he didn't save. Never mind, I'm wrong. He didn't save at all.
A lot of time loss.
That's very rough.
And the thing is once you've seen Mist there, you can't just not. You have to go back.
Now. You gotta go up there.
Back. I don't think there was it a Vlad behind Doppelganger as well? I think it was.
I don't recall.
Because he had a Vlad in his inventory. So.
Oh, then yeah, it had to be.
That's brutal. It's not even like he can use the info to like save time. Yeah. Meanwhile, Crazy is doing what he is one to do, which is go to the first castle early. He has 2 extra Vlads in his inventory. Granted, Alex will have Mist and a Vlad as well if he keeps up with this route, but the time difference here just ends up being pretty rough.
Yeah, I just noticed they spawn next to a thrust sword. Thrust sword could make some interesting stuff happen.
That is true,
depending on what gets found early in First Castle.
Very true, very true. Oh, Alex.
We're killing the Venus Weed?
Alex,
oh, God. At this low level?
Ill-advised. You know what you can do? This is something that Crazy told me about yesterday that I didn't even know. Before they activate... Oh, my God. He was able to kill it. Never mind. He's the GOAT. Before they activate and like form out of their little shell.
Oh God!
If you use a spell when they're still in their like tiny plant form.
Oh no! He walked into it.
If you use a spell while they're in their tiny plant form, they have way less health. They're basically like an Une at that point.
Wait, what?
Yes.
Wait a minute. What?
So
wait, you can kill the plant on the ground?
Yes, you can. I didn't know this until literally yesterday.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, it's that was some advanced tech dropped by Crazy yesterday on comms.
I didn't know they worked like the other guy, but I guess that makes sense that they do. You just can't really ever get there in time.
Yes, and the drop table is that of the blue Venus Weed as well. So it doesn't act. Yeah, it's the opposite of how the Corpse Weed works for whatever reason.
That's very weird.
Yeah, Symphony of the Night, again, very strange game with a lot of edge cases.
Oh, he gets big tossed by a fucking balloon pod is the first thing he does this time. Oh, God.
Yeah, this is honestly one of the tougher starting rooms for sure. In my testing of all the presets in the second castle start, I definitely found myself struggling a little bit with this starting room because your options aren't...
very awkward.
Yeah, because you want to go up and do the checks above you, but also there's a bunch of enemies that do a lot of damage nearby. Again, he's refusing to just hit up the save room. Okay, now he's hitting up the save room.
He's gonna do it this time. He's like, all right, I don't want to deal with these balloon pods at least anymore. Let me take my 30 seconds of progress.
Is there a world where the extra Vlad relic and the Mist here saves 10 minutes? Because I think it's gonna need to at this point for Alex.
Dude, who knows? There's another copy of Mist in the first castle. It could be one of the first couple steps in it, not there.
Or it could be like the last step before the final, before Holy Glasses.
Yeah.
with the potential, because that is the other thing that is weird about this preset is usually whoever finds holy glasses first just ends up winning because it is the final step, and there's so many Vlad relics around that finding 6, oftentimes, some seeds it's trivial. Like sometimes you run across like 7 of them just in your normal like running through the castle.
Yeah, and being able to skip 2 of them leaves you a lot of leeway.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, for those wondering, the Vlad relics are not like part of complexity at all. It's just the holy glasses. Holy glasses, the game is considered beatable as soon as you find holy glasses, as far as logic goes. So all the Vlad relics are essentially in random locations. Ring of Varda, oh, so much easier to grab it when you just kill a ectoplasm for it.
Oh, brother.
Alex struggling again through the Dark Octopus room. Does take damage, though, but he should be fine here. Yeah, he just needs to gravity jump again. Yep, he's fine. There is a life max up in that room as well if he wants to grab it. Opts not to.
I mean, he grabbed it the first time he came through here, but I guess not this time.
Now, the question is, does he go save again? I would do it.
Yes, please. Go save again.
Yup. This 100% respect the play here. Especially because, like, if you're Alex, your thought process is, I'm struggling with this. There's a chance that Crazy is also struggling, either somewhere else or with this location as well. So you kind of just have to keep barreling through, you know?
Yeah. And, I mean, the saving the game, I will agree with it like every single time because I mean, if you watch me play, I save the game like immediately in all of these second castle starts.
Oh my god, the dodge!
It's rough. Oh. That was so sick. Oh my god.
Alex is like, I am done dying here. I'm just gonna go Neo mode real quick, dodge everything. He should put the Varda on. Is my thought process.
Yeah. Then also put the Varda on that you went up there to get.
He waited to get the Dragon Helm first, which is fair. You know, optimizing the menus, you know?
Optimize that menu too. That's what we like to see.
Huge plays. It's unfortunate that it comes after dying for 8 minutes, but you know, we take those. Oh, man.
Interesting. There's like nothing happening on Crazy's tracker. There was like nothing here. There's Fire of Bat.
He had a Vlad relic in his inventory. I think he save split something.
He save split and it broke.
Yep. I think that must be the case. No. Yeah. Because he definitely had at least one Vlad. He had 2 Vlad relics. He had the tongue, I want to say, and I think it was rib.
Oh,
was
yeah.
the other one? Or tooth, maybe?
I think tooth. He had tooth.
So Crazy should have 2 Vlad relics, but tracking relics automatically, it's a finicky technology. It's never been done before. This is the first time.
And it's even worse for Crazy because he's actually looking at the tracker that we can see.
Yeah. Oh, Alex, please,
brother,
please,
get out of this room.
I touched his toe. No, he had the right idea to hold his shield out, but you have to understand that you have to crouch there because your legs are exposed.
You gotta protect your legs, bro.
Oh, you didn't block the low.
You play fighting games too, brother. Block your legs.
He had to. Yeah, he didn't block the low. Oh my god, that's funny enough. This is the one time I entered a rando tournament for a game that wasn't SotN. I entered one of the SG Live Aria rando tournaments, and I had a bad time because I at the time had only finished maybe like 3 Aria randos ever, and I was like, the game's fun. I'll just figure it out on the fly. My round 1 match took.
Oh no!
I want to say I was able to eventually get to Chaos, and I fought Chaos for no joke 40 minutes and couldn't kill him. I just didn't know how to kill the final boss. And after 40,
Chaos is,
After 40 minutes of trying, there was many strategies that I just didn't know. I didn't know how the boss worked or how to optimize damage on it at all. And just didn't have the practice. I was like, there is no way. I forget which race program we were using, but I didn't know if my opponent had finished or not. I assumed that I was just playing for no reason, so I just forfeit and left. and then I go to check the stream, and the opponent
also
was
fighting chaos
also
the whole
fighting
time?
chaos and dying the entire time. So, and I've gotten very close a couple of times. So it goes to show that sometimes just having the tenacity to not quit. Okay, that time he did crouch and it still hit him, so that's not his fault.
Yeah, that's not his fault. That's just SotN.
Yeah, it's hitboxes being evil. Oh man. Modzilla in the chat does bring up an interesting point. Doesn't he have the cow spell? I'm gonna be honest, I forgot about that. He did start with.
He does have access to that, but
Oh my god!
Oh,
He didn't block
God!
the overhead this time. He's getting
Oh,
mixed.
no.
He's literally getting mixed. Dude, oh my god. You know, Blue Venus Weed, this is a rare scenario where Crazy Four Blades would be not struggling at all. Not a rare scenario, I should say, but this is it comes up very rarely, the idea that you need to kill the Blue Venus Weed before it spawns. Or at the very least, it came up rarely for me, but okay, this time. Yeah. Oh no, Soul of Bat acquired for Crazy. You know, everybody who's believing in Alex, the Alex sweep, the 10,000 years of Alex, I'd maybe consider turning the stream off.
yeah,
Maybe tune back in and like
avert your eyes.
Just a lot of moments of genius and godlike execution, followed by the Blue Venus Weed being the final boss of the game.
Yeah, no, he's done so many good plays in this room. He just hasn't gotten out of the room yet.
Yeah, I don't think they spawned with any like healing either. So his only healing option is Soul Steal, which obviously is very MP intensive. So keep in mind, Crazy's tracker is a little bit off right now. He should have 3 Vlad relics here. So yeah, don't know why that's the case, but it is. It do be what it is. At this point,
all right.
If Alex can make it out of this room, he's winning the race, I believe.
We're all popping off if he gets out of this room.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Crazy's leaving the Ares behind, but I think it's because he has double Varda.
He's going for the Varda. He is getting juggled.
Doesn't put the Varda on. It does give you extra defense, Alex. Oh, just leave, just leave, just leave. Just keep shield dashing.
Let's go.
Yeah,
made it.
Fun fact, you could just shield dash past them. Granted, I will say Alex's shield dash method is a little bit like stuttery, so it's very possible that maybe he didn't trust it. Actually, yeah.
Specifically that last Venus Weed, it's definitely if you just shield dash past that one, it won't get any attacks off before you exit the room. But
yeah,
his shield dash is a little weird.
Yeah, I think the method he uses is he like pianos it since he's on a fight stick, I believe. And generally speaking, optimal shield dashing is usually you want to press shield first and then backdash. That way that when you release shield, it doesn't overwrite the input. Also, somehow finds like a little safe spot underneath the Venus Weed.
Yeah, that was. He's finding a lot of safe spots right now.
I'm gonna be so real. My initial thought process after finishing going through the Force of Echo hallway is not, I want to fight more Venus Weeds.
Yeah, he went to more of them. I guess he's just like, I need to commit to doing whatever I can in Second Castle now. I don't know.
Yeah. Which is, again, ill-advised because we know that progression is guaranteed to be in First Castle.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, Crazy's already found a decent amount. He's 3 Vlad relics total, has Bat, has Wolf. Yeah. You know, if anything, you can't say that the race hasn't been entertaining. I'm very entertained at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
my face hurts.
I think this is a scenario where Crazy just needs to. I mean, he doesn't know any of this is happening. As far as Crazy knows, Alex is right on his tail. So there's still potential to second guess yourself, third guess yourself in these scenarios. It's very possible that based off the way he's playing, it looks like he's playing very comfortably. His movement's not shaky. His decision making is very quick. So I don't think he's feeling too nervous. Oh, and there's the potential advantage gone as Form of Mist is found. And he has library cards. Oh, brother.
Yeah, it's looking really bad. I mean, like maybe there's a million Vlads in second castle, but I mean, like we already saw one in first, at least.
Yeah. We've seen at least one and Crazy already has two in his inventory as well that aren't showing up on the tracker. Because one of the ones he found was in second castle, I want to say. Maybe both were in second castle.
Tooth was definitely in second castle. I believe Tongue was at Darkwing.
Yeah, so already that's 2 second castle Vlad's found just based off of the route that Crazy took. So if Alex full clears second castle, he's not going to get an extra advantage from those ones, unfortunately.
And like, look at where he's going. If he does, there's no. Have we seen a library card for him? Because like he might have to walk all the way down.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen a library card. And also, it's like, this is Recycler. There's duplicate. Even if there's a Vlad behind Galamoth, unless I have like Alucard Shield, I don't think it's worth going out here.
Yeah. I mean, it can't be useful. I mean, it technically can be a duplicate of useful progression, technically.
Yes.
But he already found Mist.
Yeah. No, I think Crazy was just more prepared for this preset in particular.
And if it's a Vlad, Crazy doesn't need it.
Yeah. Exactly. It'd have to be a scenario where somehow, some way, there's not enough random Vlads in the first castle, or Crazy skips a bunch of stuff in the first castle, needs Vlads, the only one available is all the way at Galamoth, but he like doesn't want to do Galamoth, so he does everything else in the second castle first and then goes to Galamoth last or something.
It's possible. I mean, people like to do this thing in Recycler where, like, as soon as they have Holy Glasses, they have a decent amount of Vlads, they leave, like, an entire area of first castle just completely unexplored.
Yeah. Which I think is relatively understandable. Oh, Alex, no.
Yeah.
Alex, no. Okay, he's resetting the game. He must have saved beforehand. Surely, right? You don't reset the game there. Oh, no. He's, like, hesitating to enter the menu. Cave? No, you have a save right next to it. Flooding Catacombs. Okay. Okay. He made multiple saves. I don't know if he did that on purpose.
Man.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Terrifying stuff.
Well, I mean, at least this means that if Galamoth doesn't have a thing that he needs, he can go back to his save at Cave.
Also true. Also very true.
We don't see save splits as much in this tournament because a lot of the presets are all bosses, but in the presets where it's not, save splits can still be very powerful.
Yeah. Did he just pick up Jewel of Open or Merman statue? Crazy on his end. It was one of those two.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Regardless, I think he's going to Caverns now because there's nothing stopping him from full clearing it.
He could choose to do Silvering if he hasn't done that. I don't know if he's gone to Roxy's quarters yet. Dude, oh my goodness,
dude.
It's just rough sometimes.
Hey, moving the character sometimes is a struggle. This is a highly technical game. People like to forget that. These runners oftentimes make it look easy, but sometimes Alucard is like, you know what? I do like going through that door a lot. Oh man. Yeah, he was just trying to do like a turnaround bat dash, but I think was like doing the inputs way too fast, most likely.
Yeah, so he did decide to go to Olrox's quarters here. He's probably just going to go through the boss and the sword card and go to Silvering to see if maybe it's just his holy glasses.
You know, Alex gets a copy of Bat. That's
cool.
Not bad. It could be worse. It could have been literally nothing. So, in a way, it's all setting up for the comeback here. I imagine the real win condition, and I hate to even bring it up, is I don't think Crazy's going to be doing any saves anytime soon. So, with that in mind, let's say he has to go to Doppelganger for a Vlad relic for one reason or another, and he goes to fight Doppelganger, and then, what's this? I forget that I have Medusa Shield in my inventory, and then, I get poisoned and die to a wing smash.
I was about to say, Crazy is not going to be one to forget his Medusa Shield.
He literally has it equipped right now, but, you know, it's fine. He might forget. Oh, man. Yeah, because even then, brutal stuff. Or hear me out. He goes to try and stone a doppelganger. He gets hit by one of the ricochet rocks, then gets poisoned, then gets wing smashed. Has like a full-on meltdown.
Anything can happen.
Because even with the Varda on, I think poison plus wing smash will do well over like 200 damage. Especially if he's taken a bunch of damage beforehand somehow.
It is a lot of damage.
Yeah. Oh, that's another Vlad. So he's at 4 right now, I want to say. His tracker's only showing 2, but he should have 4.
Yes.
Yeah, Alex did not have a library card and is just chilling in the second castle. Yeah, I think this is just
He's making his way to bees.
I think this is a misunderstanding of the assignment. He must not be fully aware of the way that Recycler works with the progression being guaranteed in first castle.
Yeah, it's possible. These presets prior to this tournament, I know some people did play a good bit of Recycler when it came out. Of them, but I can see some of the players being a little bit unfamiliar because I'm still unfamiliar with a lot of these.
Yeah, until I was like in a lot of my practice runs, I never even noticed the progression being forced in first castle because it's one of those things you probably aren't even thinking of. You're just like, because of all the duplicates of relics, it's so hard to keep track of like what the intended logic is and whatnot.
Yeah, unless you were told.
Yeah.
Or, are one to look at the preset files,
Yes.
you wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, Silver Ring was found in its vanilla location for Crazy here, and that basically is like pushing you to say, okay, so Glasses is probably vanilla at that point, unless it's Echo there, and then the final, or in Glasses is at Spikebreaker. I think that's like the only mix-up left.
Yeah. You still have the potential for to go to the wrong one of the two Mrs. Maria, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It
It does feel bad to go for it and then miss it, because then you have to do the walk back of shame to pick it up.
Yeah, go back over there.
Yeah, but when you hit it, though, it feels so good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Alex going up against Beelzebub here. And is doing a decent job here. Does get hit by one of the flies, but yeah, at this point, I would just wing smash. Wing smashing does a decent job of just killing him. And a Chrysogrim drop. Oh. I hear that's pretty good.
Combat in these seeds has been astounding.
I mean, on average, with the guaranteed drops on, you're going to... you should be finding decent gear most of the time. I feel like it's the exception, usually, that you never find, like, S-tier gear in these seeds. So.
Yeah. I mean, like, the worst combat I've ended some of these seeds with has been, like, Girthing.
And that's still really
like
good.
That's really good.
Yeah. And even at that point, it's like, did you continue to do checks and all you found was Girthing? Or at some point, you're like, you know what, I've done enough. Girthing's good enough to beat the game.
I probably end on Girthing because I do less killing of enemies than a lot of these players do.
Yeah.
Because I'm just less comfortable, but,
Generally speaking, I'm one to be fine skipping a lot of item checks, because my thought process is, if you commit to doing a lot of item checks, you are essentially you're giving in to the idea of whatever drops from these enemies needs to save me time if my opponent skips these checks, right? So
yeah, especially if you have good movement in your inventory.
Yeah.
You're losing a lot of time doing them.
So you're basically doing a weird kind of gamble that's like, well, this needs to save me time. And when there's so many drops available and you're going to be killing enemies along the way and whatnot, my thought process is I'm going to find something good enough eventually, right? The only punishes end up being like players who find library cards and find mana prisms when I don't. And in that case, you're basically saying this mana prism, this library card, has to save me more time than I have spent looking for it. And most of the time, I feel like the odds are in your favor if you're just trying to move as fast as you can. But every once in a while, it doesn't work out for you. So,
yeah, I mean, early on into the seeds, because you need to, you can overlap killing those enemies and doing those item checks with getting your levels. You don't have the best horizontal movement right at the start of some of these, so you might as well be killing the enemies that are in your way anyway.
Yeah.
Probably less efficient to go around them early on.
Exactly.
So the early ones are really good, but once you get to a certain point in the seed, there's also less of the seed to be played where those items can save you time.
Yes, exactly. And I have a similar thought process in like older seasons of randomizers and ones that just have like the normal starting location. There was a long storied argument about the IQ check, named such that you're only allowed to check it if your IQ is high enough. Because the argument was there's no reason to check it. It takes like 10 seconds to do that check. So why would you do it? Like breaking that wall takes too long in the alchemy lab. But the other argument is, well, actually, it's worth doing because it's early on in the seed, and items early on in the seed, any item check early on in the seed is higher value if it ends up being something that does save you time, because it'll save you time throughout the entirety of the rest of the seed, as opposed to like waiting to find a good item somewhere else. So there are trade-offs in as to when you do item checks and when you stop doing item checks. For me, it's mostly a vibe thing. At some point, it's like, I'm comfortable enough, I'm just gonna, you know.
There's the Echo sitting in Holy Glasses.
Dang. Oh no.
He's gonna have to go to Spikebreaker.
That in this scenario, he might be stressing about that, but little does he know that, I mean, bless his heart, he's full clear in second castle.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks like he's going to, or he's at least doing a huge chunk of it. Like, if I'm in crazy shoes, I'm stressing. I'm like, oh man, I didn't need to do these checks. No, I'm gonna 100% the seed again.
Because, I mean, it is pretty common for players to, once they have Jewel and Bat, to just fucking go down there.
Yep.
And do Spikebreaker and see if they just skip the entire complexity chain. So, like, not uncommon that people do that. But Alex is in the second castle.
Yeah, you know. It'd be like that. It very do.
Also, not doing the Hellfire here. He is hitting them with the loop, which he's doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
He's doing this better than I do it.
The loop can be very finicky, for sure. Because, like, if you want to super optimize it, you have to, like, hit him on the way down and then hit him on the way up. When in all honesty, it probably is just better to just spam Hellfires, especially if you have decent intelligence.
Yeah, I think it can be worth it to go for the slash. It, like, even I'll go for a bunch of slashes before using the Hellfire if I have like a good damage weapon, because it does speed up the fight a lot to not do it entirely with Hellfires.
Just getting grabbed wastes so much time.
Yeah,
which possibly can kill you depending on your defense.
I rarely get grabbed. It happened in one of the races yesterday, but it like rarely happens, and I don't even really understand the reasoning why it happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I also am not super privy to the exact conditions as to how the grab works or when he decides to do it. Oh, duplicator drop. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
That's
Vlad
pretty.
Down for crazy at Succubus.
So that's
that would be his fifth.
Yeah. We've seen another Vlad for Alex as well, the one that takes over Spirit Orb. I'm forgetting Ear of Vlad. So how many Vlads are left? We have.
There's a potential for one more in First Castle.
Is it just Rib? Rib is the only unknown one, actually.
Yeah. So it's either here at Medusa or it's in First Castle.
So it's going to be in First Castle, which means if Crazy full clears First Castle, he'll have everything he needs to be in go mode, which oftentimes is the case. So doesn't even want the power of Mist. I don't know. It's pretty
getting
useful.
Many duplicators for Alex.
It is true, yeah. The legendary quadruplicator activated. For the rare case where you need to lower your intelligence for one reason or another.
Or crash the game.
Or crash the game, yeah, that too. Underflow some stats. Yeah, this is looking pretty clean for Crazy. I mean, Mermaid statue could be a random Vlad, you know? Hold. And then he skips it, and then he goes to second castle, and then he dies. at
and then he
Dop
and then
40?
he somehow skips the Vlad's in second castle.
If he goes straight to Doppelganger 40 for some reason. I don't know why he would do that, but maybe, you know, that's his thought process.
Well, Doppelganger has one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying to think of a boss that can kill him.
Oh, you're trying to get him killed. Okay.
I'm just saying the win conditions for Alex are definitely shrinking. So I'm trying to hold out hope for the believers who want to see the upset here, because this would, by seeding, technically be an upset if Alex were to pull this out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and just go to Spikebreaker. Why not? Oh, Alex does have the double leap stone. He could jump 5 times now. That's fun. You could also cancel your dive kick with the additional jumps, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, you can do a couple of those aerial front slide maneuvers.
There it is. Yeah, there's Holy Glasses. I think
You think he goes to Grand Flynn before he leaves?
Probably not. He's probably thinking, I got 5 Vlads. Unless, hold on, the real win condition is the tracker reset, and now he's confused how many Vlads he has. Or he dies in the spike room right here.
He
Holy.
dies in the spike room. Holy.
He has Echo, too. He didn't need to do all that.
Looking a little rough.
He also found Spikebreaker and didn't pick it up as well. But, I mean, generally speaking, most players at that point don't need to pick it up.
Yeah. I mean, I pick it up.
I think in a tournament scenario, you might as well.
I mean, it's just so comfy. It also just like, I don't know, it speeds you up a little bit in the Silver Ring hallway. It speeds you up a little bit in the Spikebreaker room.
Yeah, it also just gives you the confidence to just not die.
You just overlap it with one of your other menus. That's what I always do. I keep track that I have it, and the next time I need to do something in my inventory before one of those, I swap over to Spikebreaker.
Yeah. And there's Gravity Boots. So he did do Grand Flynn as well. So I think he's trying to be as thorough as possible. Which means, where is the Rib of Vlad, actually? Probably maybe mist-locked at behind Lesser Demon, would be my guess. I think that's one of the few places we haven't seen yet, but I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, the tracker's not showing all of the relics for Crazy, for those that are still curious what's going on. I think he did a save split at some point early on, and then the tracker just borked.
Yeah, he's got Tooth and Tongue,
yes,
in addition to the Vlads we can see on screen.
Yes.
Which, if you're looking at the tracker, the other Vlads that are not the 5 usual are Force of Echo, Spirit Orb, and Fairy Scroll.
Yep.
Tongue is Fairy Scroll, so that should be lit up for Crazy, but it's not.
Yep. Yeah, Alex currently has 3? Yeah, 3 Vlad relics. Where it's the Eye of Vlad, and then the one that's the Spirit Orb and Fairy Scroll.
Yeah.
So Alex finally made it to the first castle.
Yeah,
that's pretty sick.
We're seeing first castle on Alex's screen.
It's pretty dope. There's a world where he has Jewel of Open. He could go straight to Holy Glasses.
He could.
And it wouldn't be that out of the question. Many a players would go for that play. And I think he technically has the means to get all the Vlad relics pretty quickly as well. So somehow, some way, Crazy just needs to not go to Medusa. Even though I'm pretty sure that is the next logical step.
Was Medusa Vlad?
I believe so. I think it was Brain of Vlad. Was that Medusa? So I think he's going straight there.
Yeah, if that's the case, I mean, we're not going to be in this race for very much longer.
No. Again, there's a world where he gets stoned and then his controller gets unplugged as he tries to mash out, and then he just sits there and dies. That's possible. You know, Cosmic Ray bit flips the game and it crashes. Oh, for a second there, it looked like he was going towards the warp, but no. This is looking like Alex would need a literal miracle here. Yeah, I don't blame Alex. He has missed out of logic, so he's gonna check this. And it's merman statue. Oh wait, it was gravity boots. Never mind, I lied. I thought that was
Brain
Brain.
was.
It must have been Aquadon then.
Aquaman.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So he just keeps getting grabbed by Aquadon over and over again.
It was somewhere over here on the right side of the castle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's. He has a few options for Final Vlad, I think.
Yeah, even if he somehow just like left it in the room somewhere, he could still get the doppelganger.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean that's happened before too, where you'll kill a boss and you'll leave the room before checking the relic, just like you're just thinking 2 steps ahead when you need to be playing in the moment. Although it's kind of hard to leave the room with Aquadon. You have plenty of time to think about it.
Honestly, with the fast core, I don't be leaving the room for a lot of these boss spawning relics anymore.
I just
kind of just let it happen.
Yeah, I just let it happen. I don't think it's faster to leave the room. Yeah, and that should be GG's here.
Oh, it was here.
Yeah, with fast core, I don't think it's worth it because it should be similar timing to Xbox, and I think on Xbox we determined that it was faster to just wait in the room if there's no lag, as opposed to reloading the room.
Yeah, and the loading screen will even be a little bit longer on fast core
Yeah, exactly.
than on Xbox.
Exactly. This is not the route I would assume you would go if you were going towards the end of the game. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can go through Coliseum, but I think it's technically slightly faster if you're already in Allrox's quarters to just keep going that way, especially with
and he also
boots.
went to the save point to refill his mana, so he was already like all the way over there.
Yeah.
Maybe he really doesn't know that he has all the Vlads he needs.
Possibly. No, he's doing any percent movement. Okay,
he knows.
Okay. Maybe he thought to himself, I just need to beat the game. What's fast? Any percent? I'm going to do that route. Even though in context it would have been faster to not do it, but it's fine. It's fine. I mean, at this point,
get to the end of the game. It doesn't matter.
Little does he know that he could do anything he wants here. He can go kill all the bosses, probably.
Yeah, he could treat this as an all bosses seed, most likely.
Yeah. Yeah, because Alex has way too much to catch up from. Just a very unfortunate decision to stay in the second castle just leads to so much inefficiency in that route. And yeah, we were correct in saying that there was Brain of Vlad. Okay. Oh, I see. I got it mixed up because Crazy found it at
I think they were at those 2 checks in similar times. I think that's why I thought Brain was the one in the right side.
Yeah, me too. I think I also got it mixed up. Alex is double checking number of Vlads here. Should be 4. Yeah, he has 4 total right now.
4. He's got the 1 regular and he's got all 3 of the extras.
Exactly, yeah. Well, very unfortunate race for this final one. Very anticlimactic. But, I mean, it goes to show that the player who understood the assignment better definitely just was in a much, much, much better position.
Yeah.
At that point, routing didn't matter. He just was fully aware that the win con is go first castle as soon as possible.
Yeah, I'm definitely curious to know if Alex actually does know if that's like the case where the progression always leads to Holy Glasses in first castle and that's all of your progression tied in one place.
If not,
if he doesn't, we gonna have to tell him so that in losers bracket.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he knows how to play this percent.
It's a double elimination tournament, so he's not out of the tournament by any means, and he could make a sick losers run from here. But that is gonna be GG's for Crazy. We'll see if Alex sees it after this relic check potentially, or in the middle of the Wing Smash chain he sees it. Yeah.
You have been
Alrighty.
doomed ever since you lost.
We'll go ahead and head up there and talk to these players and see how they're feeling.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man?
Yo,
Gains
GG's.
the world and
GG's.
loses his own soul?
Yeah, this one was a bit of an unfortunate one for routing, but you know, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
3 seeds, 3 awful seeds.
I wanted to definitely get a chance to ask Alex here about the thought process behind staying in the second castle for the recycler here and going like the other way around.
Once I had fucked up as much as I did early on, I wanted to just take the gamble and stay in second castle and hope I would find enough random Vlads that I could make up the time loss.
Okay. Understandable. Yeah, we were worried that maybe there was a misunderstanding about how much progression ends up being in the first castle. Pretty much all of it guaranteed to be in the first castle at some point. So from our perspective, the only way that you get back into this is that the mist that you found needed to be
progression.
It needed to be progression, and it needed to be in a spot where Crazy wouldn't find it for a while. And
right.
I think Crazy ended up finding it relatively quickly after getting to the first castle. So it ended up not mattering there. But yeah, it was very tragic. The start of the game here, Crazy went a completely different route, like ignored Doppelganger 40, ignored Force of Echo, and went straight to Creature. And in doing so, Alex ends up trying to get through Force of Echo room multiple times, and the Venus Weed just was the final boss of the seed.
Yeah, I dropped my what do you call it, Soul Steel a couple of times, and there was one death that really ticked me off where I put the shield up.
Oh
and
yeah,
it still
we saw
shot
that.
me.
Yeah. It like hit your foot when you were like almost out of the room, and then like there was even times where you ended up crouching and covering like your feet at that point, and then you just got hit in the head with the attack. It's shields in this game are just unfortunately a little finicky, but but nonetheless, it is a double elimination bracket, so you're not completely out of this, Alex. So
I would like to make the comment that all 3 of these seeds I found double Varda, double Chrysaroom.
Yeah, we were also pointing that out too, that all the seeds were very high power level as far as combat goes. So once you got your weapons online,
was dropping it.
Yeah, as soon as you get.
If you want the bonus, the Black Panthers drop duplicators.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, I didn't need it.
Yeah, by that point you were basically on your way to the end of the game, only missing 1 Vlad relic.
Yeah. The only reason why I checked Grand Floon on that last one was because like I have 2 checks that I didn't do in Caverns. There's only 2 checks I haven't done in first castle. I need to guarantee that there's 1 Vlad, at least 1 Vlad in second castle. So I'm doing this one check because then I know there has to be at least 1 in second castle.
Yep. And I think there ended up being like 3 or 4 or something like that. I forget. I think Rib of Vlad was just never found between either of you two, but other than that, all the other ones were found. And
I'm sitting on 4 Vlads, and I found almost all of them in second castle.
Yep. Yeah. Weird set of seeds today, but very happy to see you both playing today. Thank you so much for hanging out and participating. Like I said, it's double elimination, so you're definitely not out of it yet, Alex. Congrats, Crazy, for moving on to the next round. I do have the bracket up here, so you're going to be...
Go against the winner of Ren and Eldritch, I think?
Yes, that is correct. And then we are still waiting on that match, which is scheduled for Tuesday. We don't have a scheduled match yet for Scrims and Advent, but Alex will be playing the loser of that match, actually, the Ren and Eldritch match. So you'll be knowing who you're playing by the end of Tuesday. So that'll be fun.
Exciting
Stuff indeed. But yeah, thanks again, and I'll see you guys later. GG's yet again.
Yep.
Later.
Thank you.
Alrighty. Thank you. Thanks to the players for playing. Thank you, Durdrak, as well, for the co-commentary. I very much appreciate it. Helps me a little bit saving my voice. And this was a fun match. I had a lot of fun. If you had a lot of fun, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're watching on the YouTube. I would greatly appreciate it. Join the live streams, twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye, YouTube. Bye-bye.